Start, shall we? All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to the Wargames transmission, episode 8. We haven't done one of these podcasts in a long time, and we're literally just going to be here talking everything about Halo, everything that's going on in the gaming landscape, and just vibing with everyone who's watching this evening. And I think what we'll do is we'll start with an introduction with each member who is here in the call. So in my top left, right here, the big shiny bald man right here. If you want to introduce yourself for, say, 2 minutes, who you are, what you do.
I'm Skybax. I play lots of video games. I post lots of pictures of food. I've been playing games since I was a teenager. I'm gonna be 32 in a week, so lots of history in that aspect. My favorite Halo game is Halo Infinite. I'm in the minority there, but I've been playing for a very long time, so lots of stuff to say about it.
Nice, thank you. And in the top right of my screen, using a VTuber avatar, if you want to introduce yourself.
I am Recon is Awesome, aka Joel. I've been playing video games since early 2007. I've been playing, my favorite Halo game is Halo 3. That's why my name is Recon is Awesome.
Nice, thank you. Right below me, sort of like to the right, is Spartan B 326, otherwise known as. If you want to introduce yourself. Oh, goodbye. He's like, I don't want to introduce myself. I don't want to introduce myself.
So
yeah, in the bottom right corner, with the 3D Spartan B 326. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
absolutely. So I'm Spartan B326 as far as Spartan Wargames is concerned. Sorry, woof. You may have seen me in other servers as Renaissance Spartan. I am the owner and co-founder of Soul Company, and yeah, I mean, just been playing Halo since around 2007, 2008, starting with Halo 3. Personally, though, I have to say Reach has my heart, always will. And yeah, really just yeah, love playing games with everybody here. That's all I will reveal. Sure, we'll talk more later. Sorry, first time on these things, getting a little nervous here.
It's all good. You know what? It's been a while actually. Like I said, since we've done one of these, I think it's been about 2 years since we've done a podcast episode. So, there might be some hiccups along the way, like I've already discovered this evening with my logins. But apart from that, no, we're all good. And the last guest to introduce in the bottom left of my screen, he is a new member. But if you would like to introduce yourself, who are you and what do you do?
Hello, yes. So I'm the Writing Spartan. I'm here to represent Halo Spotlight. I'm also the creator of Halo Spotlight. Basically just here to socialize, meet more Halo fans, spread the word of what Halo Spotlight does. In short, it's basically just a website that helps focus on creations, community creations in the Halo community. In terms of my favorite Halo game, I'm going to be one of those boring people and say I don't have a favorite Halo game because each Halo game brings something different. But I might get into what actually is my favorite Halo game a bit later on.
Yeah, I think that's a good answer. To be fair, all Halos are great Halos. So yeah, I mean, obviously there are preferences. I wouldn't say that one Halo game is outright better than the other, because admittedly, as much as I bash on at Skybacks about Halo Infinite, I still enjoy Halo Infinite gameplay in terms of how it plays. I think like it's a really good mix between new and old, so that's why I enjoy that and I play it still. But I'm going to introduce myself. So most of you should already know who I am, because if you don't, then you've seriously got a problem. But I am Mr. Griffzilla. I am the founder of Spartan Wargames, one of the UK's oldest Halo groups that's been still playing Halo for, I'd like to say, the past 11 or 12 years. I started playing Halo when I was 8. I'd just come out of hospital, got gifted an Xbox and Halo, and it's been my main game ever since. Obviously, I play all sorts of retro games and whatnot. I do charity events, usually every couple of months in my local area with tournaments. Some of them can be Halo, some of them can be other games as well. So yeah, I'm just a big community guy, and big shout out to Halo Spotlight down here, who recently did some pieces for us, has put, you know, adverts out about our merch and our community. So, you know, I greatly appreciate it, and I appreciate you all for being here in this community.
Yeah, thanks for the invite.
You're welcome. I think as a good icebreaker question, I think thank you, Milk, for the fart noise. I appreciate that. That was really well timed. That was really well timed.
Mitsubishi.
As an icebreaker.
That breaks ice.
I know we already touched upon this in the introductions, but we can go into a little bit more detail. So I think I want to ask, what is everyone's favorite Halo moment or moment in Halo? So that doesn't necessarily have to be a game. It's like, is there something that's happened in multiplayer? Is there something that's happened in campaign? And you just thought, you know what, that's my favorite thing.
I'm not sure if it really counts, but I guess like attending like my first Halo like Worlds event was pretty exciting. Like I'm based in the UK, so it's quite difficult for those things to ever show up in this part of the world. It's usually all US based, so it was quite nice with Halo 5 for it to have so many HES events in London and stuff. Yeah, I'd say that like being able to just see that in person was a really great experience.
Did you go to the London one? What was it, 2 years ago?
I don't think I went to the very last one, but I went to the first few. Yeah, I don't think I went to the very last one.
Okay.
It was mainly the Halo 5 ones, basically.
Yeah, I was quite active during the Halo 5 esports era. Like, I'd watch it quite a lot. I'd get involved in the streams and whatnot. Infinite, not so much. It wasn't really until I went to HCS London in 2024, and me and Sal went, and Moldy Cabbage, who some of you may know in chat. And then we had already had a group chat formed online with like OG tournament members and just loads of other different creators. Some of you might know Only Archive on Twitter or Instagram. He was there. Voltage Wolf, who was like the head mod of Halo HQ, just loads of people. And then we formed a group called The Banished, and we now have our own little community, which I want to try and get them involved with Spartan Wargames. But Recon, do you have a favorite moment in Halo?
My favorite moment has to be probably when I got introduced. I think my favorite Halo moment was like in Halo 3, the trailer. Like the trailer. That was like the trailers for Halo 3 were heavily.
Was that the Believe one, or was
yes,
it the?
It was the one that I think it was the one that almost looked the realistic. It was like the one that the Believe one more. The Believe
one was the figurines, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The marketing for Halo 3 was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It was the Believe one. Yeah, that's how a lot of people started.
Saying that, I also think the marketing for Halo 4 was probably maybe not as good, but I think that was also really, like, in terms of how much stuff they put out there, I think Halo 4 was very close in that respect.
Yeah, it was.
Marketing is funny because the marketing for Halo 5 was too good.
Yes.
Guys, just imagine the marketing for Halo 5 was actually reflected in the story, you know, like if we actually got the Hunt the Truth
if
campaign.
the story had carried on, then I'm sure it would have been one of the greatest Halo games of all time.
We'd be saying, "Oh my god, this is the greatest game of all time." We wouldn't.
If you could actually pick a side in game instead of it being a forced linear story, it would be amazing.
Dude, that'd be sick.
Yes.
Sorry, got a little excited.
Yes.
PC released when? PC released when?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, technically, obviously, we can still play Halo 5 at the moment. It's a bit jank, but I think they made an official statement that they won't release it fully to Halo 5 because of the technical debts that the game has, that it's just not suitable for PC. which I
So-
find interesting considering they built the game using a PC.
But yeah, considering it runs on PC with Forge
Yeah.
already.
Yeah, it just crashes from time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can't be any
And,
harder than what they did with MCC, surely.
And they also have this weird like raw input setting and what do you call it? When you auto lock on to enemies.
Auto
aim assist-
center.
Oh,
Auto
Aim assist,
center.
yeah.
No, not auto center, it was aim assist. So like if you have your like crosshair, say like
Yeah.
here, and you
Yeah.
look slightly here, it will auto lock
It-
on and snap
well,
in.
With PC specifically, if you use mouse and keyboard with the aim assist, it actually like messes up your scroll speed. It won't let you
Yeah.
scroll fast. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't work like an aim assist. It's like
It's almost
it
like
breaks.
you move your scroll like instantly like that, right? You move your mouse, but then it's just like it's really floaty like this
Yeah.
almost.
It's really weird. Yeah.
Like slapping around.
hmm
Yeah.
I had to
Skybax,
think,
what's your favorite?
yeah, I had to think about it for a second. I'm glad I'm going third.
I'm
My
getting a drink.
my most favorite Halo moment, I think, actually was a recent thing. Playing a Fiesta match this is a custom Fiesta match in the Spartan Wargames community. There was like only 4 of us in there, and it turned into like an impromptu ninja assassination match because we all just started being sneaky.
hmm
And I had some of the most fun I've ever had in Halo playing in that, just finding the best hiding places with Cloak. It was on Reach, I think, and so the assassination animations were chef's kiss.
Halo
And-
5's actually had some good assassinations too. There's a lot of servers with slow assassinations. That's what I noticed still.
Yeah, it's just harder in Halo 5, I think, to even get them, just because of how the game is set up, like the map.
Yeah,
how fast it is. Like
It's way
really
faster. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like they've been nerfing Cloak a lot in the newer games. Like in Reach, if you don't move, you are invisible, unless somebody aim assists over you or they see the reticle turn red. You are invisible if you're not moving.
Yeah.
Whereas in 5 and in 4 and in Infinite, there's like a kind of a mirrory effect.
Yeah, you
to the
see them
cloak.
like it's almost like a transparent thing.
Yeah, which I don't like. I think they ruined that. I play tested a Halo game one time that I don't even think it ever got released, and the cloak in that game was the best cloak they've ever done, and I wish that they released it.
Nice.
Could have been. What could have been?
Could have been.
I feel like a lot of Halo is what could have been, honestly.
Yeah,
Like the Mega Bloks game. Sad
Mhm.
about it.
Oh, sadly,
that's still here a little bit.
Yeah, it's open source now.
Mm-hmm. Someone could make more.
So yeah, what about you two guys at the bottom? What's your favorite moment in Halo?
That's a tough question for me. I think my best performance in a Halo game was this time. My buddy Swain and I. Now, for context, Swain is the co-founder as well of Soul Company. This is like when we were first starting out, though. We pulled a shutout against a team. Like, granted, I know the skill-based matchmaking was probably like not great, or maybe they were trolling or just not playing. I don't know what happened, right? But we were just like 30 points in, and we just said to ourselves, what if we pulled off a shutout? And lo and behold, we did. So this was in SWAT, and yeah, cool. I don't know. That was, again, a fluke for sure. I'm not that good, but the fact that it happened in a match-made game, I was very, very happy with that. You're a little ecstatic.
On the subject of assassinations, wouldn't it be amazing if it added assassinations in Campaign Evolved?
They
Wouldn't that be
might.
spectacular?
They might.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean,
I go back and forth on that. I don't know. Just it's like, on one hand, I think they're cool, but actually, for a campaign game, I think it'd be good.
I think if you want, just have the option to turn them off. Like, it's not that hard
Yeah,
to make them
That's
toggle. Or like force you to hold down the button instead of click.
Yeah.
Which, like, that's what they do in a lot of Halo games anyways.
yeah,
There's no
Mhm.
downside to adding them if you want them.
true.
I think I'm
True,
gonna
and
talk
it's a
more about
campaign
on
game,
that
so it's
a bit
not.
later on.
So there's no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a campaign only game, so there's not the talk about timing and
Right.
anything like
Well,
that.
do
So
you think they might eventually add multiplayer to it?
I hope
Maybe.
not. Personally,
I think they
I
said they
actually
were
hope
gonna,
not.
right?
Why do you hope they don't?
See, I personally think, again, this is just me particularly. I know I don't speak for the entire Halo community, but I feel like 343 or now Halo Studios needs to more than ever just go back to the roots of what made Halo Halo. I feel like with Infinite and with 5, they were really focused on the multiplayer and trying to bring the competitive scene back. Even in 4, they were trying to copy Call of Duty's multiplayer, right? And while I agree, like I understand that multiplayer is like what keeps gamers here, right? I feel like there's something to be said about going back to the roots of like why we all loved Halo in the first place, and that was like, we really just loved the story, we loved the campaign. We would go back and play it over and over again, just to go back to the roots, especially with the coming to PlayStation 5. Letting PlayStation players know, hey, this is Halo. Like this is like, this is what Halo is, and to let them like. And I really like the idea of them doing a full remake rather than a remaster, because rather than just slapping on a fresh coat of paint over a game, like there's something to be said about going back in and truly rebuilding,
Right. Instead of just the
something
anniversary
that was
edition or something.
exactly, because you can just slap a fresh coat of paint on a car and just be like, "Yep, go right out there,"
Yeah.
But when you're rebuilding the car and like truly understanding how it works, that's what I think Halo Studios needs right
Well,
now.
I'm
They
just
need to
hoping.
go.
Well, the new
Just-
engine's
yeah.
gonna look. Hopefully, the engine's gonna look amazing.
Yeah.
It's the first time
Oh,
seeing a
Unreal
new
Engine 5,
engine.
right?
Agreed. And
Right.
again, with Unreal Engine 5, they don't have to just make their own engine like they did with Infinite. So
Yeah,
No.
this is
That's-
something that's brand new.
I think I
do-
like to try and bring us back to the Halo moments, because we've
Oh,
still
shit,
not
my
heard
bad.
from.
Or-
No, that's all
yeah.
good. It's all good. We got loads to talk about this evening, so don't you worry.
I have more to say, so I'll wait.
Yeah. But I also want to hear from Halo Spotlight, his favorite Halo moment.
I did mention about going to the HES, but I mean,
You did.
Yeah.
Yes.
that would probably be it.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Okay. Well, I think the
moving-
only one else that's here who isn't Buddy is me. So I think, oh God, because like I said, I've been doing loads of different stuff over the years. I think my favorite moment in Halo, I'm going to be really cheesy and just say being able to create such a big community that we have right now. What started out as me looking for games on Facebook with a Facebook group called the Halo Custom Games. It had 100 of us in there, and we were just random people on the internet. I then suggested, why don't we move over to Discord and make an actual proper community out of it? Next thing you know, a year later, I take ownership of the group, and I think the rest is history. And I think it's been really nice that I've been able to meet all of you guys, and you've stuck around. So I feel like I've done my job at creating a good community, and I think that's probably my favorite moment in Halo. Is
Well,
be
for
able
me,
to
you revived
create
back
a
to the
com-
360 area, basically.
yeah. And what's been really good is I've met 343 all Halo Studio employees. I've been able to meet Steve Downs and Jen Taylor in person to talk about Spartan Wargames as well. So it's really nice to know that we are seen, and again, it's because of you guys. So thank you. Achilles, well, this is a bit of a different stream than I expected. Do you not read your messages on Discord that we've been planning a podcast for like the past couple of months?
Heavily planning it.
No, I don't. You've been absent.
Just a very quick question, actually, while I got you all here, and I'll also read from chat as well. What do you guys think about the state of Halo in terms of so obviously 343 came out, made Halo 4, Halo Wars 2, Halo 5 Guardians, and then as they made Halo Infinite, they then rebranded halfway through to Halo Studios. What do you guys think about like the current state of Halo and the rebrand?
For
Who
me,
wants to go
it's
first?
well for me.
Skybax is here, like I'm sitting waiting.
Well, for me,
menacingly.
it sounds like it should have been a decision made when it first happened. In my opinion, it should have been. They knew once Halo 5 came out, they should have rebranded. In my opinion, they should have rebranded right after that.
Well, considering that obviously Halo Infinite released in the state that it did, do you think that would have been a good idea then?
It could have helped the launch a little bit more.
I'm gonna flip it now, knowing how Halo Infinite has lasted these past couple of years. Do you think that a rebrand away from what people already know would have made things worse?
I don't think it would have mattered at all.
It would not have mattered. Yeah.
No.
I think a
And why that?
rebrand is.
Might have made it worse, honestly.
Yeah.
I think a rebrand is good because didn't the rebrand also come on the tails of leadership change?
Yes.
Like there's new people
did.
in the studio. It is a new studio technically because it's new people. So a rebrand makes sense at that point. I think rebranding the name and not changing anything else about the studio is stupid. There wouldn't be a point in that.
And I think that's what maybe Recon was talking about originally, but correct me if I'm wrong. You were talking about rebranding before Halo Infinite came out.
Yeah.
Whereas I think what Skybax is saying is my kind of answer, but as much as annoying as that is during like the lifetime of a particular game that said that it was going to last 10 years, also at the same time, if they're going to announce a brand new game, leadership and studio changes, as well as a new name, I think the way that they did it at Worlds was really good.
It's right in the
they did
middle.
it
It's
really
50-50. It's right in the middle, 50-50. It's half and half.
I'll be honest, from my perspective, one thing that Halo Studios, I think, has always struggled with is committing to their own ideas.
Yes.
And the rebrand, to me at
Yes.
least, came across as they're just trying to not commit to something else again. And I get why they rebranded. They wanted to, fresh leadership and fresh members of staff and whatnot. But to me, it's like, I don't know. It feels a bit like a cop out of them kind of trying to say, "Oh, look, we're different now. The same mistakes aren't going to happen again." And yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in your boat, actually.
Yeah.
Like for me, I think 343's issue for the longest time, especially with all their games, is they've always been what I felt like to be a second half developer, where like the games launch poorly with all these features missing, and then like later down the line they finally add them back, and suddenly the game's playable or more enjoyable again. But by the time that happens, they've lost a good chunk of their player base, so they can't. So they need to have a strong launch with their games. If this rebrand's going to work, they need to have a strong launch from the get-go with like, because even in Infinite, we can really play customs, like we were struggling to play that.
Custom
think
create our own
part-
thing, yeah.
Customs work for Infinite was not even working at launch at all.
Exactly. So they need to
I
make
do-
sure that's,
I do think one major factor about that though is that Halo has become a multiplayer focused game instead of a campaign focused game. And when you are developing a game that is reliant on thousands of players playing at once, you kind of have to get player feedback before you can fix things. Like as a developer, when you're developing a game, it's a closed loop circuit. You're only getting your own feedback. Even if you put out some like testers, that's still only 100 people maybe
Not even.
that'll give you feedback. Not even 50, even like
Yeah.
it depends. Whereas when you release a game that is multiplayer focused to the world and have 50,000 people on it, you're going to find issues that you never expected, and you're going to have to tweak things. And that's kind of how game development works when you are working with a multiplayer focused game. It's
Do you
different.
think that maybe with the mods, so like we had the I can't remember how long it was for. I think it was for a week, didn't we? We had like a play test that you could sign up to. There was 2,
Yeah.
Do you think maybe
was
they
part of
could have
that.
done more? Yeah, I was part of both. Do you think that they could have done more play tests because I agree with you, Skybacks, on that. Like, you're gonna get lots of feedback, but I feel like Halo Infinite's development was in such a weird state. Like, you'd just come out of COVID, people were trying to get back to normal, and it almost felt like after the technical preview, nothing was done to the game.
Yeah, I can agree
Yeah,
with
like
you on
it
that.
only changed a little bit.
Only changed, yeah.
Yeah.
So do you think
Like,
maybe they should have done some more play tests?
Yes.
Well, I think part
I
of
think
the
they should have
reason
happened
is
earlier for sure.
they're not very vocal or open, or at least they weren't, about the playtests that were happening internally or with other members of the community. Like they have, I think it's like the Forerunners and the something else group that they have that's made up of like content creators in the Halo community, or at least some of them, that did playtests for half a year before the game came out. And I know that they had playtests within Microsoft and Xbox way before that as well. So they had a ton of playtest opportunities going on. I just the one thing they always struggled with was just actually telling the fans what was happening and what was actually going on. I feel like with Halo 5, like we had a lot of great Vidocs. We had a lot of, no, this is what's happening. Like this is where the games are. And although we didn't get to give as much feedback on Halo 5, I feel like they were a lot better at kind of being transparent in regards to where the game was at compared to Halo Infinite, at least.
I feel like that's almost just a problem with Microsoft, though. Like any kind of major corporation like that.
That's what I was going to say as well.
Isn't going to want to talk to their fans.
Yeah, and I feel like
you don't want to get started on that.
Halo's at a point now where if they truly, I feel if they truly want to start fresh, and they do the studio rebrand and the relaunching the game franchise essentially, Microsoft just need to say, okay, we're just going to hand over the Halo IP. They're never going to do it because that's like it's the most famous IP. But I feel so long as Halo is under Microsoft, it's never going to be able to get to where it used to be, because you hear a lot of stories from 343 and Halo Studios and the way that the business is run and stuff behind the scenes, and it's like, the studio could do the best jobs, and if Microsoft is kind of on the strings, there's a limit to how good the game can be, right?
Yeah.
I want to agree with you, but then also I'm going to disagree with you at the same time, because there are plenty of other studios that have been under Microsoft's belt which have actually done really good. I think the recent issues with Halo, there is definitely issues at Microsoft, but equally there was issues with 343 Industries. And just going on the back of what you said, I've heard my own stories and scenarios. I've witnessed a couple of things as well, which are kind of made me turn a little bit of a blind eye. So I just like there to be equal issues on both sides. Which hopefully, who knows?
The contractor issue is something that's been brought up publicly. Like everyone knows that Halo 343 Industries, Halo Studios, for a long time just ran off of contractors, right? And like that's definitely a thing that Microsoft do. That's not really a speculation.
It's like there was issues during Bungie's era too. It was something with Microsoft too. That's what it is.
Like proper team, they need to kind of say, okay, we're going to hire these people long term that want to work on Halo, so there's not as much of a revolving door, and then they'll be able to actually stick to the studio's visions for things.
Yeah.
What
do you, before I read the chats, because there's been quite a bit of commentary in the chat about this topic, what do you guys think, or what would you, as a developer or someone in leadership, what would you do with the rebrand to start winning fans back over and trying to fix some of the things that we know is wrong with the franchise?
Just commit to an actual path. Don't try and make a game that's the best of both worlds, modern Halo and classic Halo. Halo Infinite tried to do that, and it's got a lot of fans. It's also got a lot of people that really don't like it. Because
there's no kind of like in the middle, really, is there?
No, there isn't an in the middle, and I think it's been tried, and I personally would say it's failed. And I feel like if if I was in charge, I'd say, right, if we're going to remake Halo Combat Evolved, we either go all in and we make it as close to the original as we can, or we make it a fully modern version.
Yeah.
I really don't think you can do an in between, because you're just gonna have fans of the classic and the fans of the modern both saying they dislike it rather than both saying they like it. At least that's what I've seen.
I think for me, I think staying on a particular path is probably the only way really you can start to win people back. Because if you look at Halo 4, for instance, and then the drastic changes to Halo 5, and then you look at Halo 5 to then Infinite, there doesn't seem to be like a direction of what art style they want to go for, what kind of like technicalities that they want to go for as well. It does very much feel like a brand new game by a brand new studio almost. Like each time, there's no identity to it. If you look at least with Halo Combat Evolved, Halo 2, and Halo 3, sure, there's been advances in technology, but you've got that feeling, haven't you? Like with each game, each of those games has a very similar feeling. Not only that, I think as well, like the OST, the music is very familiar with each game. You know that if you go to Halo 1 or Halo 3, it's going to be made by Marty O'Donnell or Michael Salvatore, both of them together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas with Halo 4 and Halo 5 and Halo Infinite, they've all had different composers. And sure, the music's great, but there's no like similarities or familiar.
Similarities with it. It's like
Yeah.
Other than like the vocal Halo theme.
That's about
that
it.
crosses across every game. That's the only one.
Yeah.
The title.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the title music. Yeah.
Like if you listen to like Halo 1 and Halo 2 or even Halo 3, there are some musical elements that do sound the same. They all have like the jingle, and they all sound like they're using the same instruments. Like there's these little keys here and there. And you're like, oh, yeah, that sounds just like the game that I played like 4 years ago.
I think if I was in charge of development, I think kind of contrary to what I've already been talking about, because I was talking about how Microsoft doesn't listen to their fans, I think I would listen to the fans less when it comes to narrative decisions. Kind of in line with what you were talking about being consistent with the story. Is I feel like that's what happened to Infinite. Is they had an idea with the narrative, and then the fans didn't like the narrative, and they tried to change the narrative halfway through, and it just failed. And
they definitely put themselves into a corner with Halo
Skyback.
5 though, because they built an enemy that there was no realistic way to ever win against.
yeah, I mean, they didn't really continue the Halo 5 story that much.
No, exactly.
They just
The
kind
only
of
choice they
replaced
had was
Cortana.
the
all they
only
did.
choice they had was Cortana surrenders by her own admission, because there was no other way to beat her, basically.
Right.
I think if they had
But again, they needed to solve that on screen and not off screen. You know.
And they introduced new enemies in Infinite, though. There's multiple open-ended, unfinished stories in the Infinite campaign that they could have made more narrative for, and literally the fan base hated the narrative.
I mean,
and got people fired, and then the narrative stopped.
Yeah, the ending was atrocious to Infinite. I really.
I mean, it would be I would be lying if I sat here and said that there is some. You could maybe agree on one hand that the jump between Halo 1 and Halo 2, there's no filler in between. So like, how did Chief get from being in space to where he is now in Halo 2, which is explained in the Halo book. However, at least like with Halo 1 and Halo 2, you can kind of understand that he just managed to get home. He was just in a ship and he got home. There was nothing else to it. Whereas if you jump from like Halo 4 to Halo 5, like the end of Halo 4, he's just getting his fucking it looks like he's retiring almost. He's taken off his suit and everything like that. And then the jump from Halo 5, and then because there was no filler from Halo 5 to Halo Infinite, you're like, how the fuck did Chief get here? Why is Chief floating in space? What's he doing there?
Exactly.
The fact that they didn't include the Didacts, like, other story and Blue Team fighting the Didact in a game will always make me salty. Because the comic that covered that was, like, incredible. That would have been so good in a game.
And a lot of people don't read. Like me personally, I just bought 2 books. I bought The Edge of Dawn, and I just bought is it Summit Protocol, the one where 343 gets uploaded into a soldier?
Yes. Yeah, I think
What's that one called?
I forget.
I can't remember. but it's one of the two
Right.
newer stories. Like, and I do want to start reading all the books and whatnot, but you know, majority of us here, we're video game fans. Like, if you're gonna miss out key details on that and put it in a book, it just doesn't work. But yeah,
Exactly.
maybe if they had, even though Halo 5 had a very rough story, I think it wouldn't be so bad if they had already continued and added more things to it, which would then link into the next game.
Mhm.
I then think it
Basically-
wouldn't have been received as bad as it did.
Like all the newer games just need more continuity in narrative.
Even if
Because
it's not like direct, it could be just like something subtle, but some kind of. And I think they tried to do that with the audiobooks, with like how Infinity crash landed on the Halo ring, but
Hmm.
then that was about it.
See-
We don't know where Lasky is at all.
No, and that's the thing, right? I want external content to augment the story, not be the story. You know,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, just sorry, I'm little.
There's just a gap.
distracted right
There's
now,
just a
but-
gap. If people don't read the
that-
books,
that's-
neither, they're not going to know
Yeah,
the
like
story.
don't get me wrong, I love reading books, but when it comes to the Halo books, if I have to read the books to understand what's happening in the story, that's not reading for my enjoyment. That's homework to play
Yeah.
a game.
Well, and the
Yeah.
same
It's
with
not-
like the
yeah, and again,
part
I
of
say
the-
that as a
part
book
of
lover.
Same with part of the canon story being in the Halo Wars games. Like, there's so many cutscenes in Halo Wars 1 and 2 that I didn't even know existed because I don't really like them as games.
I'm not a fan
Yeah,
of
the
those
Halo
games
Wars
either.
2 set up
I-
so well for the rest of the games.
I love
Well-
RTS games. I did not like the way they did RTS in the Halo Wars games. I didn't like it.
Yeah, it's a bit different. I mean, I played it a couple of times. I still think Command and Conquer is the best RTS game of all time.
Okay, old head.
Tiberium's son representing. I'm going to go through chat now anyway,
Yeah.
because there's quite a bit that's been happening in the chat. So I'll read out a couple of comments. We'll start off with Achilles saying, it feels a bit refreshing, but the current state is just a very stale, dead state at the moment. I will go so far as to say that this is worse than the whole time between Halo 5 and Infinite for those 5 years. I think that's just because I think it doesn't help that while they were planning a game, we also had COVID. COVID massively put like a big delay between getting the next game out for sure. But I get what you mean though, because also after Halo Infinite did release, content-wise, they've struggled. They've really struggled to add things in. And it wasn't really until like this final year or two when they started dwindling down the development where things started actually coming out and whatnot, which made it a bit better. Let's carry on. I'll be honest though, with the lack of news and the whole thing with one of the employees who had just been there since Halo 4 days leaving has just been unconfident since in their ability. My biggest issue, and I understand that they're on a skeleton crew, but the lack of news and the lies that were at the beginning of Infinite and just how long it would take for us to get a new Halo game is wild.
Just on that, Halo Studios have never been on a skeleton crew.
No.
No,
Their team is absolutely massive.
I think it's just because it was the whole contractors. They would hire
Contractors,
like
yeah.
they'd hire people in for like 12 to 18 months and then they were gone, and then other people would have to pick that up and then learn what they've done. I think
That's not
yeah,
really
there
down
was-
to Halo Studios though. That's a Microsoft thing, and I can
Mhm.
speak.
It's
from
always been
first-hand
Microsoft.
experience.
It's always been a
then
Microsoft
also-
issue.
but then also at the same time, maybe what they should have done is just kept a couple of people, like a handful of people that you would call like not like management, but like a senior level. So like, for instance, the company that I work for, I won't go into too much detail, but we essentially every Christmas we recruit so many people to get over the Christmas holidays because we get really busy. We're an e-commerce company, so we're always selling goods. And Christmas, obviously, with the type of products that we sell wine. People like drinking wine over Christmas. So every Christmas we recruit like a bunch of people. You can call them contractors, but some people are kept on, and then they level up to like a senior position. So that means that when they get into the next round of employing people, there's people there with experience that can get information handed down from management and teach people how to, do the systems and the processes that they need to do their job. So maybe they could have just kept a couple of people on, not like a lot, but maybe just one or two people that have a bit of history and can kind of like vibe between management and the new folk.
It's such a multi-leveled issue as well, because everything that went on with, them making a new engine, but it wasn't really a new engine, it was just a very heavily modified Blam engine mixed with bits of another engine. And
Yeah.
like all that shenanigans, it's like it grows so hard to bring people in and teach them. If it takes 6-8 months to teach someone the engine, then they're not going to get much work done and by the time their contract ends, right? So
Yeah. Dominic says, I'm a campaign guy. Halo 5 was the one game whose multiplayer I completely missed out on. Dominic, if you missed out on Halo 5 and want to play some Halo 5, admittedly, I need to start getting into Halo 5 again because I've been missing out the past couple of events. But we bi-weekly have a Halo 5 PC multiplayer event where we just play customs.
nice.
If you do exclamation Discord in our chat, you can join our community, and every other Friday we'll do a Halo 5 game night. So get
I'll have
involved
to
on
join
that.
that in. That sounds great.
Yep, get involved. What else have we got in chat? I think it was more of people kind of like replying to each other from what I can see.
Yeah, it's nice seeing all of the discussion in the chat. Everyone's
Yeah.
having a good
I
chat.
wanna backtrack a little bit to back when we were talking about Halo Campaign Evolved, because I still have things to say about that.
Yeah, sure. Do you mind if I just read out one or two more comments before we do that?
Go ahead.
Thank
Sure.
you.
Got to read the last one out.
Dominic says, I'm not a huge fan of the banish, to be honest. It just feels like the Viva Pinata Sours showed up to wreck all my candles. Bluestone, first time chatter. Hello, Bluestone. As someone who started with Infinite before getting MCC, I can tell the quality dropped as time went on. I still like Infinite. I still like Infinite. I just love the Bungie game eras more. And I think that also comes with a bit of nostalgia. I think also with Skybacks, you kind of came into Halo during Halo 4, was it?
Halo 4 was my first one, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously, as much as obviously Skybacks has played the originals, his experience of Halo is Halo 4. So
Yeah.
obviously he's going to favor more into that, and I completely understand it.
Yeah.
Obviously with me, it was Halo Combat Evolved. It's the
Yeah,
first game
same
that I ever
here.
played
That's the thing.
in
Yeah.
the series. And then I'll read one more. You said the last comment. Which comment was that?
The one by
Spotlight?
Joe.
What, my girlfriend? How much wood can a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck chuck could chuck?
Hey, there you go. You did it.
Jody, I hope you're enjoying your Chinese and say hello to your grandparents. She's round her grandparents at the moment because it's her granddad's birthday. Happy birthday, granddad.
Oh, happy birthday.
I would go around there, but unfortunately we planned this event in like months in advance, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, it's my granddad's birthday." So they said, "I'm like, no, it's the same day as my podcast." No, feel really bad I could go over, but we saw them last week actually for a takeaway, so it's all good. Okay, Skybacks, over to you. What was it you were, what are we talking about now?
So, back at like near the beginning, Spotlight was talking about how campaign evolved. He hopes it just stays campaign because that brings people back more to the big, like how Halo started, right? And how people first got into Halo. And I think I half agree with him, but I think the only reason that worked was because it was the first Halo. Like Halo Combat Evolved introduced people to a universe they'd never heard of before or played anything about. And so it was a great introduction to the series because it was the first of the series. But I feel like now with the current climate of gamers, if you release a game that's just a campaign, just single player, or just co-op even, you're not going to have a lot of replayability just because people are looking for new content always in the way people play games now. So I feel like if they don't add a multiplayer aspect to Campaign Evolved using the new engine, it's not gonna last very long because the people have so many other games to play now. It's not like it's, oh, this is the premier sci-fi first-person shooter game that I can play on my console I have in my living room type of thing, like what happened with Combat Evolved. So that's just my opinion about it. Like if they don't capitalize on the multiplayer, because that is what Halo has become known for, is the couch co-op and the multiplayer and the party scene of it. Not even the competitive scene, that came later, but the customs and the getting a group together and playing LAN parties, that is all multiplayer and not campaign. So if they don't do that, then they're missing out on a lot of stuff.
In my opinion, when you just talked about that too, remember this is the first game going to PlayStation, and it's going to get people into Halo. It could make it potential for multiplayer games that come from Halo for this new engine, because it's going to give PlayStation a chance to experience Halo for the first time and everything. Like, it's giving you back the era, the coach co-op. PlayStation doesn't have like Halo on their system. This is the first time it's going to be introduced for a new genre. Same thing with Forza. Forza's coming to Halo too, from Microsoft to PlayStation. It's the first time in ever. It's only been PC and Xbox. It's a new genre. It's a new generation of consoles who are going to grow up with it now, basically.
It really depends on what they're going to do with multiplayer, because they have a choice on whether they actually want to continue with modern Halo at the same time. If they want to do modern Halo multiplayer at the same time, and they just focus on doing classic Halo in the campaigns only. Who knows?
Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is the first. Yeah, and this is the first time this Mass Halo 1 remake is actually 4-player co-op, not 2. It was originally 2-player co-op. It's actually going to be 2-player co-op split screen, but it's going to be 4-player online co-op for Halo 1. I don't know how that's going to play out.
Are we all going to come out of the same cryo tubes, or will there be
different cryo tubes, like different Spartans, like different Spartans?
One cryo tube pops out and then he just multiplies.
Is it going to be like in the lore, like do the different Spartan names, like Master Chief?
Oh, that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Imagine if like Linda is like one of the Spartans you can play as or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because it's going to be 4 Spartans. Remember, there was 4 multiple cryo tubes there on the station. Master Chief wasn't the first one to be awake. It was other Spartans on that parallel album.
I feel like that they'd have to change the story pretty significantly for that to happen, right? If they actually introduce new characters.
I mean, they'll technically have to change some of the lore anyway, right? Because they're introducing weapons that weren't in the original Combat Evolved and stuff. So
but I think there's a big difference between Chief is the only one here versus oh my god, he had 4 Spartans here. I mean, yeah, it's fun to play co-op and have that lore built in, right? You know, but I mean, as much as I love co-op, and I will be a co-op defender for the rest of my life. I mean, most of these games, they really are meant to be played single player, like it is. Like this is Chief's story, you know. And I mean, I think it'd be fun to have the extra Spartans for sure, and have lore behind them. But I mean, in my opinion, it's one of those things. I don't think it needs lore. I think it's just like, me and my buddies are going to play some Halo together, and we all know that we're just doing, just playing together, and
right. Well, how many of the campaigns even had a multiplayer lore? Like it was 3, an ODST, and Reach, maybe?
No, it was Halo 2. It was Halo 2. It was probably Halo 2 it was Halo 2 and onwards.
Well, so in Halo 2, did you play as Arby in Halo 2 or just another Chief?
Yeah, you played an Arbiter as
it was another
Halo
mission.
2 missions.
Yes.
But then in 3 you actually had Arbiter.
Yes.
Right.
So
that's what I'm saying. Like as the second player, were you just a copy of the first player in 2?
Yes.
That's pretty much, yeah.
So then there was no multiplayer lore in 2.
Well, look at 3. There's 2 different elites in the lore, but those are different elites. There's 2 different.
Halo 3 was the only one that had technically lore with co-op.
Yeah, you could actually play as another character, not just a copy of player 1.
Yeah.
So like most Halo games didn't have multiplayer lore.
No.
So it wouldn't be that strange for them to just do 4 Chiefs.
When you're playing on, actually, surprisingly, if you're playing ODST, you're not playing the player 1, the host is the rookie, but the other ODST is not the rookie.
The opposite.
Yeah,
that is true.
It's not the rookie or Buck.
It doesn't second player play as rookie the whole game?
Negative.
Who do they play as?
Just a default ODST.
Just a default ODST, like a Marine.
Really?
Yeah, like an NPC.
I have now officially ordered pizza. Sorry.
That's fine.
We're all just talking. We're all just debating the co-op campaign lore, and Gert's just ordering pizza. It's like,
Or we have
oh,
pizza.
pizza, by the way, guys.
Mate, I've just spent 30 quid on a big fat fucking large pizza and some sides, so I'm happy.
Beautiful.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Why are we here?
Yeah, because if you look at the things in ODST as you play, okay, if you play as you're the rookie at first when you come down, but you're just a normal rookie as a second player. You're not the MP. You're just an NPC.
Yeah, I'm just looking it up right now. You play as a nameless generic ODST who is visually identical to the rookie, but not lore wise.
Yes.
That's weird. Why would they do that? Why would they not just make you play as a rookie?
Yeah, but the rookie was actually a few hours at nighttime when everything was happening. You were trying to find your squad.
Yeah. Interesting. I always thought it was rookie, but that's interesting.
Nope.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Nope. It's just a rookie lookalike, you know.
It's an
It's a
AI.
Random ODST.
Yep. But I mean, hey, if Rookie was a rookie, it makes sense that other defaults look like him. So
Yeah.
I was going to say, by Combat Evolved standards, there's no way to prove everyone is actually Chief, right? Because they all have the same armor. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sure. We
who
can
knows? They
pretend
could all be Chief lookalikes and not actually Chief.
Or
Master Chief cosplayers. All right, that's
Yes.
what's going on here.
Oh, speaking of
got-
which,
got
I managed to get my money back for that finally.
Oh.
Remember, do you guys see what happened in general chat recently?
You
No.
almost got scammed.
I almost got scammed on Etsy for a Master Chief cosplay. That happened a couple of days ago. I went on Etsy and I was like, this looks a little bit too good to be true, but I'll put buyer protection on it and pay with PayPal. And then before I bought them, I messaged them. Then when I bought the outfit again, when I bought the outfit, I messaged them just to get a bit more info. And then about 4 days later, I noticed that the shop had shut down, but they hadn't cancelled the order and they hadn't messaged me or anything like that. So I couldn't view the item or let alone their storefront. So I messaged them again. And I thought, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to create a ticket with Etsy. And within half an hour, they fucking refunded me the whole lot.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
But what's really annoying is when I said it seemed too good to be true, the shop was only open for 6 months. They'd made 400 odd sales apparently, and had a rating of 4.8 out of 5. And then they had reviews on all their products that people were buying. So part of me's thinking, were they just like
bots
faking their own
they could have been
shit?
faking it. Yeah.
To make it look real. But like I said, that's why I went in with buyer protection. I wouldn't have bought anything like that without putting that in. And luckily Etsy was really good about it. So
You should just get a 3D printer and make it yourself.
Exactly.
yes, I could. Where do I put my 3D printer in my flat that I'm outgrowing? Literally, my kitchen area is right in the corner here. My living room and kitchen's built into one.
Just put it
So-
on your desk next to your screen.
No, put it
Well,
on your
the
lap.
best-
Put it on your
so
lap.
I've got one portrait screen here, usually for my Twitch chat and my Discord. I've then got my OBS set up here on the right, and then I've got my game here in the middle. So I've got 3 monitors
Put
anyway.
it under your desk.
Under my desk. Right now, I've got a footrest under there and a bag
Yeah,
full of old...
Just
rid
get
of that.
another table.
Use the 3D printer as the footrest. That's what you gotta do.
Make a free... I'll make one out of a free... No, I do want a 3D printer at some point, because I'll show it on stream, actually. Bear with me.
Don't fall, please.
What do you mean fall off? Why do I fall off?
I said don't fall.
I don't know if I'll be able to show them on stream. I'll have to maybe turn the blur off, actually. Bear with me.
Blur.
Video background. Should we do it to Lovable Halo Addiction instead? That's his face there. And look, there's another one.
Oh my god, he's stuttering.
Don't ask what I've got his face on.
There we go.
So yeah, I made well, I say I made when I do my charity events. So this is a time crystal from Time Splitters 2. If you ever played
I
that
thought
game.
it was a Metapod.
No, it's yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, now I see. Yeah,
It does, doesn't
It was a
it?
Metapod.
But that's a time crystal because I did a tournament recently last year around Christmas. But I also did 20 years of Halo 2. And I came second in my own tournament. We represented the Spartan Wargames team. We had about 16 teams turn up. It was fantastic. And this is the stuff that I do outside of Discord. Is I just do tournaments, and we made some nice little 3D printed.
You need to do
posters.
Halo 3 once.
These little ones, by the way, I actually came second in the free-for-all. The only reason I got first place is because this one unfortunately went wrong in production. Like the actual text goes slightly off,
I see it.
so we had to realign it. So I'll tell you what.
Nice.
Let's put those there. But no, maybe I could. Maybe one of the next stream goals would be to fund a 3D printer, like to buy one. Because how much are they? They're like £100 at least.
Yeah, they've gotten pretty affordable for consumers. Honestly, you can get like a good size.
The
one
film
now
is
for
the only
$100,
thing that's
yeah.
going to be expensive. The film.
The filament.
Yeah.
But you can
Do you-
recycle it now. There's ways to recycle wasted filament.
Nice. Do you know what? I have a really good idea, and that would be. I don't know if I'm going to get caught out by the FBI. They're going to know my location if I say this, but I know I
Don't worry,
have
they're en route
I have
already.
an infinite money glitch with 3D printers. Why don't you buy a 3D printer, 3D print all the parts to make a 3D printer, and then sell the original 3D printer?
Oh my god!
And you can then just infinitely make 3D printers and just
People
sell
actually
them.
have.
There you go.
So people,
Infinite money glitch. You've just paid nothing and just earned shit ton of money.
It's like
Why not
making one.
just-
By the way, make one out of Lego.
Just print things you can sell already. Yeah, like bootleg Legos. Those are
Yeah.
expensive.
They
Hey,
are.
Greg, why is
Actually.
the FBI? Hey, why is the FBI at my door?
Milk said CIA is calling.
Yeah. bootleg Legos is actually one of the smartest things to do because you can get them so precise with the 3D printer that like
Yeah.
only experts will know the difference.
The only
And
thing that would be
they
really
sell for
hard is the
hundreds.
word Lego. So, like, you know how
You
small
wouldn't
the
spell
word
Lego.
Lego
You
is
wouldn't
on
spell
each of the
Lego.
like little, what do you call them? On top of the bricks, you got the little circles, haven't you, to connect the
The little pegs. The pegs.
Yeah, the little pegs. That would be really hard to 3D print because, bearing in mind, obviously with this one being 3D printed, I don't know if you can see it on the two. Notice the residue, like in the middle of it, is really crap as well. Like it's poking out a little bit.
Well, that's cleaner. You can get cleaners for that. Buff it out.
Yeah, but what I mean though is that it would be really hard to get it precise. But
I see
You have to just get a really nice 3D printer that's very precise.
Yeah.
Obviously, the
Yeah.
more expensive models can do better things.
He has a Series S
Maybe
behind him and a 360
I'll-
controller.
oh no, this is my modded Xbox. Actually, let me just show you very quickly. If I just turn it on.
Oh, you finally got it to
Watches
come in.
Watches the stream just turns into him playing Halo Mega Blocks on TV behind it.
Do you know what's really funny? I'm actually in the process. That's going to be the next game. Sorry, I get my feet out now. That's the next game I'm going
Cozies
to
for
put on the
free?
360. So I can FTP all my games that I've got on here onto the actual Xbox. You
Blinded
can't
by
see it
the
right now.
light.
It's just a
You need to get a
screen.
capture card that runs from there to there to your.
I do. It's just then setting it up all the way over here, or somehow putting the video onto the screen and then. But this is the you can't really see it actually.
Nope.
The Aura dashboard. I'm hoping that when we get on here, right? I don't know if you can see that. Can you see like
Yeah.
the games moving? So I've got like a bookshelf of all my games. So like right now, if I wanted to, I could just play Black Ops 1. It'll just load it up. And I'm gonna just turn this into a big like media center, just archive every single fucking game. And you know, recently there was that not Halo, Star Wars First Strike. No, First Assault. That one game that we were talking about not too long ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the unreleased Star Wars game.
Yeah, I need to get the multiplayer working on it, but the actual game launches on here. If I go and find it.
Oh hell yeah!
Alright.
Where is it?
Let's try to get back on topic. What topic
Star
do we need
Wars
to be?
First Assault. But yeah, I'm just loading the Star Wars up right
I
now.
forget what we were talking about. I don't remember.
All right.
We were talking about
I think we're
the
on.
state of Halo, and then we're talking about Halo Combat Evolved or Campaign Evolved discussion.
We already did that
Right.
already. We're on the next
did
one
that.
now.
Okay,
Well, on that
so-
note, before we get on to the next, I got to get going. Unfortunately, y'all.
That's okay.
But hey, this was a great time. Appreciate y'all, and grateful to be on here and talk Halo with you guys. It's a
Yeah,
great
All
time.
good,
Yeah,
bro.
great.
If you do get a chance to pop in later, feel free to do so. But I think we're going to be
Oh,
here
absolutely.
for like at least another hour before we jump into some actual Halo.
Yep.
Sounds good. Might pop in at the last few minutes. We'll see what it looks like. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, y'all. Have a
Bye.
good one. Okay.
Bye bye.
Thanks, Byron. Bye. So if we're going on to one of the other topics, I mean, we've got obviously current Halo content. I've written down in my notes about Forge and just a couple of things that are kind of like happening at the moment. But any discussions on that about content in Halo at the moment?
Surprisingly,
Are we lacking anything?
it's getting pretty creative. Actually, I'm not gonna lie.
I wish I was good at it.
I wish too. Seriously, I wish I
I
was
can't even
good.
comment. I've not played Halo Infinite in years, so I really don't.
I wish I
can't
was
comment.
good at coding for the maps that people make.
That was really disgusting.
He's
I
having
heard that.
he's having another beer.
Fourth beer, let's go.
Fourth beer. I can't think of alcohol at the moment.
Drink some water.
Me. It's what I've been doing all day, bro. But we had a works party yesterday, and I just non-stop drinking. So
I'm making a stack.
nice.
You have to make a lightsaber. You need to
Pug
duct tape
beer.
it. You need to duct tape it. Let me go to some of my questions.
If you carry on talking anyway, I'm just gonna message Buddy and see where he is.
Let me go to my notes. Okay, what was your guys' favorite Halo campaign and why? Halo campaign out of all the
Oh.
Halos.
Are we talking story or are we talking?
It could be
Campaign
story, anything.
design?
Anything.
Mm.
For me, before Infinite, it was Reach. I think was my favorite because you could be your custom Spartan. I loved being able to customize who you played as.
Yep.
After like for as far as fun, it was Reach. For as far as story, it was ODST. I loved the ODST campaign story, even though it was short. Like the writing in that was amazing. But then I
Yeah.
love Infinite campaign the most now because it's open world. I love open world games. So for me, that's peak.
I also would agree with the Reach side of things because you played as your Spartan. That goes back to what we were saying earlier about like when you're playing
Customization, yeah.
you know, it wasn't until Halo 3 where you had the extra characters which brought some kind of like lore and story to it. You could kind of maybe compare that with Halo Reach, where even though it's Noble 6 you're playing as, it's still very much a different character each time.
Yeah,
because you can just change your Spartan on the fly.
like to
So
a
it would always feel
female.
like you're playing as a new person each time.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Basically,
be really like stereotypical and say story-wise, probably Halo 4, but
Wow.
campaign design-wise, probably Halo 2.
for me, it's out. For me, it's out of Halo 2, 3, and ODST. Surprisingly,
I feel like it's rare for people to love Halo 4's story. Most people think Halo 4 was clunky.
Halo
Ah,
4
no.
surprisingly was good for me.
So my top three, we'll go with third place. So third place is ODST. Second place, very controversial, Halo 4. Number one, Halo 2.
For me, my top would have to be Halo 2, Halo 3, and then Halo ODST.
The reason why I didn't put Halo 3 in there, because as much as amazing Halo 3 is, and we can all agree that is the one game which unanimously everyone loves playing, everyone
I don't agree.
enjoys. We've got some people that don't like it. No, I just think
we can't agree on that.
I think the wider spectrum do enjoy Halo 3, and the reason why I don't put it in my top 3 is because by extension it is just a DLC for Halo 2.
Technically, I considered Halo 3 ODST as a DLC for Halo 2.
I consider that a DLC for Halo 3.
I considered it a DLC for Halo 2 because Halo 3 took place after ODST took place before Halo 3.
Like in between 2 and 3, right? That's
Yes.
when ODST happened.
Yes.
So Halo ODST happens after the 4th mission of Halo 2.
Okay.
So when you're in New Mombasa and you're fighting on the streets, that's where ODST technically takes place. The only reason it's called Halo 3 is, or
It's
rather
the
Halo
engine.
3 ODST is because it uses the Blam engine from Halo 3.
Well,
That
it was
current
technically
version.
if you look up Halo 3 Recon, Halo 3 ODST comes up. It was supposed to be called that at launch, though. It was supposed to be called Halo 3 Recon for ODST. It was supposed to be.
Yeah.
They actually did advertise it as Halo 3 Recon for a bit within Halo 3.
They did, yes, correct.
Until they changed it at the last second before launch.
I'm sure we can all remember painfully going through the Vidmaster challenges to get Recon.
Oh my god,
yeah.
I did that 4 times. Surprisingly, I did that 4 times. on 4 separate accounts.
Night Slayer, I do like the Mega Bloks demo, actually, to be fair. It's really fun.
And then,
I've got it on my PC.
we already answered this question for the next one. What Halo game did you guys start with, though? I know you said Halo 4 for you, Skybacks. I know, James, you said
Combat
Halo 1.
Evolved for me.
Okay, it's the 3 of us are Combat Evolve.
Yeah, so tell me how you got into Combat Evolved then. What was it that made you pick it up?
I want to hear Halo Spotlight's side first.
Oh yeah, sure. For me, it was actually quite a simple case of my cousin had an Xbox. I always played PlayStation, but my cousin got an Xbox and started playing Combat Evolved, and he came round to my grandparents with it and was like, "We should play this co-op," and I was like, "Okay," and I fell in love with it. And the rest is history, really. That's kind of the story.
For me, it was like my dad had an Xbox when I was young and everything. It's something that was the first system that I really played, and that's how I started with Halo. Really, an Xbox back in the day. That's how I started playing.
Nice.
Halo 3 was the main one I played the most of, though, because that's how I got my name.
Yeah.
Halo 2 I started playing more because of the story, of course, but Halo 3 is where I played the most, where I started the most.
Nice.
That was like my
See, for me, my main, well, the reason I got into Halo in the first place actually was nothing to do with. So I'll try and keep it short because it is quite a bit of a lengthy story. So I was in hospital at the age of 8. This was back when they offered surgery for tonsillitis. So went in, had my tonsils removed, had copious amounts of ice cream straight afterwards, which was fantastic. And then I noticed in the children's area there was this new games console I'd never seen before, the Xbox original. They had 2 games on there. They had Halo Combat Evolved and Time Splitters 2. Again, another reason why I did the tournaments. I love that game. And I said to my dad, can you put this this game in for me on the Xbox? So he puts it in, and we're just so shocked at like the main menu. Like the main menu just sounded so beautiful. And we're like, oh my god, what is this game? Like, this is amazing already. And then we get to the canteen area of the first mission after Keyes gives you the pistol and you're shooting the enemies. And I can't get past this elite. I just can't. He's just beating my ass all the time. My dad says, why don't you go up behind him and smack him in the back and see what happens? So I did that. Elite dies instantly. We both celebrate. Like, oh my god, that actually worked. But I was feeling really ill at this point anyway, because I just had my tonsils removed, and I looked at the blood that came out of the
Oh my
elite
god,
at the time, 'cause
yes.
obviously it was a very gory game in that sense for me. And I just instantly threw up on my dad. He sat next to me. I just threw up on him.
Halo 1 actually had the most blood physics, in my opinion. Halo 1.
Yeah, it did. And it was the most colorful anyway, obviously, with the Covenant. So he's like, oh no, this happened. I'm like, I'm so sorry, Dad. And he's like, right, I'm going to take you to bed now so you can go sleep. So I go to sleep. Next morning, he says, you okay? We're about to be discharged or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. But what we can do while we're waiting for me to be discharged, can you just bring in the TV and the Xbox? I want to carry on playing that level. I just got to the end of the second level Halo, and then got discharged. About a week later, I went into town with my dad to do a few bits and bobs, and before you know it, I'm holding an Xbox with a copy of Halo Combat Evolved in my hand.
Nice.
So that's how I got into Halo Combat Evolved, is I threw up on my dad after looking at Elite.
Okay, you did vomit from the flood then. You did the flood vomit.
Yeah, I did the flood vomit before I even knew the flood. And what's really crazy is Halo Combat Evolved, I didn't actually finish until like 2 or 3 years later after buying the original. And the main thing is, I think what happened is I accidentally got my disc scratched. And for whatever reason, I would get to the 343 mission, it played the intro cutscene, and then my game would crash and say that your disc is dirty or damaged.
Oh my
I
god.
missed those days.
So
Yes.
yeah, so I didn't actually complete Halo Combat Evolved until I bought Halo 2.
Nice.
So yeah, that's how I got into Halo anyway.
Yeah, that's funny. I kind of find that hilarious.
My story is not as funny as yours because I was raised a Nintendo kid. I never had an Xbox. So that's one reason why I didn't really play Halo as a child. But as a teenager, I went over to a friend's house and they had Halo 4 on their Xbox, and I played it all night long. like did not sleep. Played Halo 4. And ever since then, I've always wanted to play Halo. And then once I became an adult and could buy my own things, I bought all the Halo games. I played them all.
You still prefer Halo 4 out of all of them?
Out of all of the older ones, yes. Halo 4 is my favorite of the older ones. Infinite is my favorite now, but like of MCC, Halo 4 for sure.
Oh,
It makes me feel so old hearing
Yes,
Halo 4
yeah, I know.
referenced as one of the older ones.
It technically is up there now, actually.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Halo 3 is going to be turning 18 this year, I think.
Like I played Halo
no,
4 on a
No,
360.
it's turning 19 this year because it's 20 years of Halo 3 next year. I'm doing a charity tournament for it.
I'm feeling old now.
Which, by the way, Halo Spotlight, if you're up for it, I'll send you the details at some point because I'm going to try and get a load of the UK Spartan Wargames members together. We're going to do one of my charity tournaments for Halo 3, and I want to do some free for all and some team stuff.
Yeah, sure.
So one thing I'd like to Ben, apparently Ben is sending me feet pics on Discord DM.
Oh my god.
I have no words for that.
I did something funnier. I spent the last 10 minutes making an emo little girl's foot.
Oh my gosh!
That's what I was referring to. Yeah.
So you took a screenshot of my foot earlier when it was resting here.
Yeah,
You made an
yeah.
emote, have you?
Oh my god.
Oh dear God.
He had all that time. Jeez.
I was
Fuck's
just
sake.
listening to people talk, and I was just like editing a picture.
So there's me, like listening to people talk, ordering a pizza. No, you're just editing a picture
you
of
know
my
what?
foot.
I wish I was
Yeah,
good with. You
you
know
got
what?
toes out.
You need to make a lightsaber out of your beer cans and make that an emote.
Free toes.
Sub for feet.
Yes.
I already have plenty of swords. I don't need a beer can lightsaber. I just use a sword.
But what about you, Spotlight? Sorry, did you go over how you got into Halo? Like,
Yeah, my cousin.
okay, cool, your cousin. Yeah, nice. So I think in terms of like going back to my one topic about the current Halo content, I think so we've got two things. The one has just been released recently, which we were playtesting, which was the Scripter Guild Warzone. So for those who don't know, Warzone from Halo 5 is back in Halo Infinite without the microtransactions. And we've got two maps that have been designed for it, and Spartan Wargames helped playtest those. So shout out to Ocom, who invited us along, and every other Wednesday we play that, and it's really good. And I think the only other bit of content that we are in talks at the moment, I'm part of my own sort of like Forerunner Council called the Halo Community Hub, and we are potentially doing a cross-community Castle Wars tournament online. We're still trying to work out the details, but I will hopefully be poaching some members and forming a Castle Wars team, probably playing it on Halo Reach. So that's really the only current Halo content I've got planned at the moment. Any of you guys got anything planned at all?
Nothing really. I'm just following whatever Spartan Wargames the vote to try to attend the events.
I just play video games, my guy. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
Attend video games and drink beer.
So really, this question is just aimed at you, Spotlight, because you're the only one that seems to do regular content at the moment on their website.
Well,
have you got anything planned that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, we've just put up a couple of days ago, I believe it was, a new fan art feature for Jackie Hernandez art. We've got another fan art feature in the works from someone over on Instagram. But I mean, most of my content related stuff is just writing. But if anyone's watching and wants to be involved and wants a piece on the website, then just reach out to Halo Spotlight on X or Instagram, and we'll sort you out.
That's how I got on there. I did my hashtags, and then you just found me.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's honestly so many people in the Halo community that sometimes it's hard to keep track on who hasn't already been covered. So,
I think it's also worth like going through the content that people upload as well, because people use the Halo Spotlight hashtags constantly, and it's like I'm filtering through all of it, and it's like that's nothing related to
No.
To be honest,
Halo Spotlight.
on that aspect, one thing that HaloSpotlight.com is very like strict about is we don't feature people unless we have the permission. And that's kind of it's a respect thing, but it's
Yeah.
also that there's a lot of reposters in the Halo community that kind of take over people's work. So it's kind of just making sure that we're communicating with the original creator.
Yeah.
And not giving credit to someone who didn't actually create that thing. So
I agree with you there. That's the one thing. You
Yeah.
get consent from the original person, even though it's Halo assets. It's something we don't own, but it's something that if
Yeah.
someone's making content like what we're doing right now, like I'm recording a video for us for this on my channel and everything, but it's something we all consented to. Basically, we all consented to.
Yeah.
why is that last comment? Sorry, in the chat.
Wait, what? Let's have a look. Are you on about Milk's comment saying Recon's VTuber looks breedable?
I was in the middle of drinking. That caught me completely off guard.
Lot of Milk.
Oh,
Oh,
dear.
that's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, she got a point though.
Yeah, it's. I could go
hashtag-
to. I could go to another one. Make me have a beard.
Do you have any more muscular
me
VTuber models?
Let me look.
Yeah. I had to, so while that was happening, I had to put my blur back on, and then I realized at last moment I have a very NSFW video background that just popped up for like a second, so I instantly
didn't
had to
see
click
it.
off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was it's Mario Goatsy. Don't ever Google it.
I don't want to. I don't
There.
ever want to Google anything
There.
that ends in goatee.
There you go. There's some of my beard.
Hey, there we go. He's got a beard on his. No, Milk, do not
No,
do
Milk,
not
don't
Google
do it.
Mario
No,
Goatsy.
don't,
No,
Milk, no,
no.
Don't
no.
Google anything that ends in goatee. Don't do
Yeah.
it.
Don't, Milk.
Nothing.
I
It's
just
bad.
realized between the
Goatee is
fo-
not something that you want. No,
Between
not
the
okay. Yeah,
four of
spell it like that. You'll be safe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was just gonna say, between the four of us, we've got like the actual stages of like growing a beard. You can't see me because I don't have a camera.
I don't technically have a beard in real life. James knows what I look like. I have to have a fake one. I'm always baby faced.
I just want my beard long enough to cover my neck. Like if
Oh,
it just goes.
okay, you
just
need to have what he
here,
has.
That's all I need.
That's what he James has.
My
I don't-
chin's
his is-
here.
His is too long. I don't need to go down.
Do you have a
past my
brush?
And
screen.
also mine, if you notice, mine splits out and I have like this weird twirl in the middle now. All
Do
of
you
a
have a
sudden,
comb
I
for
don't
it?
know why.
James, you
I
should get
do.
some. You should get some Viking jewelry and
You're
like
yes, Jody.
Yeah. I
connect
know.
your beard.
The
That'd be
the
super
problem I got
cool.
with my beard is because it's so wiry, it would really hurt. Like putting in stuff like that. Like even just
Yeah.
pulling that hurts.
It'll be fine.
It hurts. Right, what's going on? I have a follow. What's this?
Oh.
Zexon Knight, if that's how you pronounce it. Thanks for the follow.
Yeah. That's somebody from my server.
Nice. And also, thank you, Halo Spotlight, for your follow earlier. I didn't miss out on that.
I had to dig out the login details because
Yeah.
I could
I'm
not
also
find them
live streaming
anywhere.
along with him, chat. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll do some shout outs later on and make sure that everyone can follow everyone. So that's all good. Okay, well, so my other things that I've noted down I wanted to talk about was esports and events. Now I know that obviously we spoke briefly about events earlier, but I think from my side there's a lot of things coming up. I just need to grab something. But is there any events that you guys are looking forward to, either that we're hosting or Halo wise, or just any events in general?
I
in the gaming
wish
sphere?
there were more that came to the US.
Bro, you get all the fucking
Not where
events.
not where I am.
I need you all to come to Halo Fest so I can visit you in person.
Are you going to Halo Fest, are you?
I'm not going, but I live an hour from it. So like if anyone goes, we could hang out.
He just froze at the
So I was
last
gonna say,
he just froze
I was gonna say,
when he
I could say,
froze.
I could send
We can
over some
chill.
stickers for you. Oh shit, Ben wants me to do the fucking fart cam. There you go.
Yeah.
Didn't really work.
Technically, you still got to send me some stuff too, like stickers and patches.
I'm looking forward to more of the Monday Madness games.
Yes.
There's some good ones coming up. Chivalry will be fun.
When's the next
we
24
talked-
hour?
So I'm going to be looking at doing that on one of my days off. I've got 8 of them because thanks to people like Recon is awesome and in chat Zolo Cinder, they like to gift me subscriptions, which makes me do silly things for 24 hours. And you guys suck, but I love you at the same time. So Don't go putting another 24-hour live stream on this stream.
Maybe.
And 30 subs right now.
Yeah, literally. You
Well,
watch,
Twitch is
yeah.
gonna be coming out with a custom option that you can do. You can actually do a custom. You can gift 1,000 for $5,000.
Wow.
Don't go dropping $5,000 on my channel, Recon. Look, I know that you
That
like
would
support
kill me,
but
dude. I would die.
That's just a bit
Bro,
stupid, all
bro.
right?
Dude, you would cry.
Bro.
You would cry.
Ben's already said, "Don't give me like Ben."
Ben,
look, at the end of
$5,000
the day,
is too much.
It's your wallet at the end of the day, bro. You do whatever the fuck you want.
Uh,
But in terms of events, anyway, I think for me, I've already spoken about the Halo 3 charity event that I'm going to do in the UK next year. That's going to be a big one. And that's why I wanted to buy the Master Chief cosplays, because I wanted to... The idea of Master Chief coming out on stage and handing you the prize, I thought that would be really cool.
That would be cool.
So I'll have to look at trying to sort something out between now and when that happens, because that's not until the 25th of September next year. That's when Halo 3 came out. Warlord, I'll do the arm curls when we do customs. I think the only I did want to do DreamHack this year, which is next weekend, but it's mainly just it's just a small tournament. It's not really like anything big like Halo Fest or Halo Worlds, so I wasn't really able to start planning for that. But we are planning for the Spartan Wargames meetup in Leeds this year, so the last weekend of July, the 31st to the 2nd of August. We're doing a weekend in Leeds, so if anyone wants to come pop over and hang out, we might have confirmation that we have a Halo Studios dev coming as well, because he lives in that area. So that should be cool. Be really good. Yeah, it's Fletch. We met him at HCS 2 years ago, so he's in the chat. He said he'd come out for a day for some drinks, so that'll be good.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, he's a really cool guy.
In terms of events for like Halo Spotlight, I guess we don't really tend to do events, but we do cover events. So if anyone in the Halo community has any cool events planned, and then again just reach out, and we're happy to kind of put something up about it, try and get some visibility on it.
Nice, yeah. If I let you know when the Halo, because it's not until next year, but I'll let you know about the charity event, and then you can maybe put some on the website for that one.
Yeah, if you want to just send me a list of whatever events you've got planned, and then we can sort out some kind of schedule.
Sounds good. So I'm putting an image up on stream at the moment. So because I'm not able to unfortunately go to DreamHack, I am going to be watching the live feeds anyway. But this particular esports team, this is ran by Oni Archive of the Banished community, and I'm going to be supporting them. So Team HSK at DreamHack. So make sure that when you watch a live stream that you said that I sent you, go and give them a follow on all social medias. Really cool guys over there. So I'm going to be supporting them next week.
Yummy.
Sorry, I lost my notes. Where's my notes?
I didn't take any. I'm just,
I know you're just freewheeling.
Yeah, I just posted stuff in our group chat.
I just talk about whatever's being talked about.
Yum.
Yeah.
We can talk
in
about
terms
more
of
Halo things if you want.
Yeah.
What's your favorite gun?
My favorite gun.
Out of what Halo?
Just
Each
any.
Halo. Give me your favorite gun in each Halo game.
All right.
Each Halo game, that's a tough one.
Each Halo.
Oh yeah.
Pick one per game.
Okay, I'll start.
Okay.
I'll start. I'll go C Magnum. Of course. Halo 2.
Everyone has to pick Magnum and C.
Halo 2, Covenant Carbine. Halo 3, I'm going to say I want to say Covenant Carbine again because it's just so good.
You just can't copy my list right now, aren't you?
But you know what? I'm gonna change it for Halo 3 only because I prefer the sound of the carbine in Halo 2 than I do in Halo 3. I think
People
the sound
put in chat
is better.
too. Put your votes in chat.
Put your votes in chat. What your favorite guns are in each Halo game. Halo 3, then I think. Fuck. Sentinel Beam. We go Sentinel Beam, like that. Halo 4, the Saw. I like the saw on that. Halo 5. It's got to be DMR. And then Halo Infinite. You know what? I'm going to say I love the assault rifle. Because I think the assault rifle on Halo Infinite is really good.
Yeah.
And a
Just
lot of
like the
people,
generic
a lot of
assault
people
rifle.
complain about it as well because they're like, "Oh, the assault rifle kills me instantly." It's like,
It's
well,
pretty good.
just get better at outrunning an assault rifle.
It's one of the best assault rifles in any of the Halo games, I feel like.
Yeah,
All right.
I think it's the best.
All right, mine are for Halo 1 it's the CE pistol. Halo 2 is the battle rifle actually. I like because that was the first game that introduced the battle rifle actually.
Mhm.
Halo 3 has to be the sniper rifle. I like the sound of the sniper rifle in that game. Halo 4 has to be the saw, of course. I love the saw. That's one of my favorite weapons. Did we mention Halo 5 yet?
I can't barely
Yeah.
even remember the guns in Halo 5.
Okay, Halo 3 ODST is actually the silent magnum. The silent mag. Halo 3 ODST, the silent mag. Halo 5 has to be not the assault rifle. It has to be the carbine, Covenant carbine in that. Then Halo Infinite is the assault rifle.
If we're talking about rec variants as well with Halo 5, the Blood of Suban is my favorite gun in the
That
entire
thing
game.
is OP as hell.
That's the needle rifle from Halo Reach.
Well, there's a sniper rifle in Halo 5 too. It's a sniper rifle that's like a super one that one shots you regardless from anywhere.
The Nornfang.
Yeah, Norton Van is OP.
It's Linda's Nornfang. Linda, my bae.
You're not
What about
wrong
you,
there, Kelly.
Skylax?
I just finally compiled my list.
Oh, did you? C Magnum 2. You didn't put 2. You put 2A.
I like 2 Anniversary.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can. That's the difference. Actually, there's a difference. Yeah.
SMG, ODST Silent Magnum. I like how we're all agreeing with the Halo 4 saw.
Yeah,
so far.
it's
That
the
was an amazing gun.
Yeah,
They need to bring it back.
They need to bring it
Yeah.
back. I would. They brought it back in Halo 5, but it was not. It was Halo 5.
No, I think it was better in Halo 5. To be
yeah,
fair,
Halo 5. It was broken
because you had the smart scope, but you also had the variants as well, which were really
Yeah.
fun. You had the Halo 5 rocket launcher. Because someone can't spell.
It's the beer.
And yeah, I can see the infinite gravity ammo. I mean, it's
Yeah.
obviously a bit slower, but I can see why.
Which version of the Halo Infinite?
It definitely does
The current
better
one.
because
Honestly, I liked the broken one the most because it was hilarious, but the current one is amazing.
Because Halo
the
5.
idea of the gravity hammer in Infinite is much better than any of the others, because the others you have to be looking at someone to kill them, whereas it's more of like an AoE, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, it's in Infinite, it actually acts like it's a hammer, like smashing the ground, making a shockwave. I'm frustrated when I get the hammer in every other Halo game now because I literally have to hit somebody with it, like in the
Yeah.
face.
I get it.
Like
Yeah.
I can't like hit in front of them and have an explosion. There's no gravity aspect to the hammer in any other Halo game except Infinite.
Yeah.
Not as
Cool.
much as
Bear with me.
MCC.
No, I get that. I think that was a really good change. Milk says, rocket launcher, ooh. No, Milk, no.
No, Achilles, they already decreased it. They used to be where it would clear a room. If you saw somebody with a hammer, they were hitting you with it. That was how far the
Yeah.
range was. And they've decreased it a lot where you have to be like 4 feet, 5 feet in front of them now. Like at least within range where there would be an explosion of gravity. Same with the Mauler. The Mauler's gravity smash. Like that's got a good little range
Wait,
to it where
Mauler?
if you hit them right. Mangler.
The Mauler is Halo 3.
No, did I say
Mangler, yeah.
Mangler?
No, you said Mauler.
I meant to say Mangler. The Mauler's the
The
there's a Mauler
shotgun
in Infinite
pistol.
too. Isn't there?
No, you got the Ravager.
No, the band
Or am I
the
thinking-
bandaged little bolt shooter thingy. Isn't that called the Mangler? Which shoots little
That's
bolts.
the Mangler. You know what? I don't even remember.
Mutilator.
Mutilator
Mutilator.
is
That's
the
what it's called.
one, yeah. And then the
The Mule-
Mangler
the-
is the one that shoots the bolts.
Mangler's
Yeah.
the one
And
that's the
then
little- the
the
little
Mauler
bolts.
is the Halo 3
Yeah, not Mauler. It's
shotgun.
the Mangler and the Mutilator. The Mutilator.
Mangler,
has the
I hardly
gravity
know
smash.
her.
Okay, Sal.
No, that's a Night Slayer who does that.
Yeah.
Ravager, Spanker, I hardly know her. Right, Achilles, what you can do, if you got Twitch Prime, drop a Twitch Prime and you'll get ad-free watching for a month. Or someone gift him a sub. And then he's got ad-free watching for a month.
I just want to block Nightbot, honestly.
What about you, Spotlight? You haven't mentioned what guns you like.
Yeah,
Alright.
so for me, it isn't actually the Magnum for CE. It's the Needler.
What? Sorry,
disgusting.
I have to go back,
gross.
okay?
That's
So
disgusting.
the Halo 3 Needler was okay, and then Halo 4 came out and made the Needler like amazing, right? And Halo 5 it just got even better. But the Halo 1 Needler,
Yeah,
what?
because
I can't get kills with that at all.
I can't
know, but
either.
the design of it is just so cool compared to every other game.
Which version? Anniversary? The
Look,
new
like a-
remake?
like a-
and which
like
Like
version?
a
OG one.
brick, a purple brick with spikes.
I
It
think
was
looks
pink
really
brick.
cool.
It was pink bricks. It was pink.
Halo 2 carbine, Halo 3 carbine. You can tell I like precision weapons.
Mhm.
ODST, I've just put
Very
the
Spartan.
SMG down because that's the main weapon I use, to be honest.
He's back.
Reach,
I'm back.
welcome
He's
back.
back. Welcome
just,
back.
Just for another 15, but I can
You can answer one of our
have
questions.
dinner
then.
on the way.
Wait, what do
Oh,
you mean
shit,
Spotlight
alright.
is 1000% correct here? Do you mean it the fact that he likes Halo 1 Needler or the fact that he likes the carbine?
Maybe both.
Huh?
I think the best Needler is the infinite variant of it, though.
Yes.
See, I've not
agree.
really played enough Infinite to
No,
comment on.
I think Halo 4 and Halo 5 are better than Infinite
I was
Needler.
gonna
Well,
say I
the-
really liked Halo 4's Needler.
But I mean the variant on Infinite that kills you in a second and a half.
That variant.
It's
Okay.
the best one.
The
But if we're
campaign
talking about
variant.
if we're just talking about base
Okay.
weapons here, because you didn't specify variant weapons.
I did say
Yeah,
variant.
if we're talking about variants, we could go down a whole ass rabbit hole on the best weapon.
the diminisher of hope is my favorite hammer.
That
As long
thing
as
is
we all
OP.
agree that the Blood of
That's
Suban is the
scary.
best carbine, then I think we're all groovy because it is.
Which one?
The Blood of Suban, the needle rifle.
Yes.
Halo
Yeah.
5.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah,
That's a carbine rifle.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And also when they made the variant for the Hog as well in Halo 5 Warzone, oh my god. I've got clips of me demolishing the entire team just with a fucking needle hog. It was so good and so satisfying.
A needle hog.
My food is on the way.
Beautiful, beautiful.
My food apparently wait, you can expect your delivery? When? Oh,
I've
there's
not
no
even
tracking
said the
on it.
most controversial weapon on my list yet, by the way. So I
Oh,
was
it
up
is-
to Reach, right? So
Yeah.
grenade launcher, because the GL in Reach is just the best. It's just so
Mhm.
good. Like the amount of times that you catch people off guard, bouncing that thing off 3 walls and killing the whole team was just great. Right, here's the one that everyone's gonna love. And I love this not because it's the best or worst weapon. I love it because it's the weapon that you control people the most with, and it's the Halo 4 bolt shot.
Ooh,
That
that's
thing was just like a pocket shotgun and required pretty much no ammo to be able to kill people with it. I miss that version of the bolt shot so much. Halo 5, I've just put the standard pistol because again, I'm one of those kind of sweaty nerd players who just like to use the precision weapons for everything. And then Infinite, I've just put the BR. So pretty much
which
I like the
BR?
precision
Which
weapons.
BR?
Dominic, you joke about the flamethrower, right? But I actually low-key love using the flamethrower in CE. I think it was a great addition to the PC port.
It's
Okay, right.
underrated too. It's underrated too.
Yeah, it's actually really good. It's got quite a bit of length to it, and like all you got to do is stand in it for like more than 2 seconds and you're dead.
Yeah, it just depletes
really
your
good.
health. It depletes your
I'm
health.
surprised no one said the sandwich for their favorite weapon in Halo Infinite.
That was that's a weird weapon.
Shit. I changed my answer right there.
It's just a sword for fat people.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I like my precision weapons, so that's why most of them are that.
Okay.
Nice.
Can you answer this, guys? What's your favorite snipers of each Halo?
Ooh.
No
As in, like,
variant,
what's off?
not variants. Normal.
Well, wouldn't you just say
Four.
the sniper rifle?
I'm gonna say-
Oh, do you mean just in general? Like, out of which Halo game is your favorite one?
Like, which one's your favorite? Yeah.
I'm gonna say 4. I don't know why. I just like it.
That's a really good question.
I'm gonna say Halo 5.
I like Halo 2s because it's like it's a little bit different than Halo 1s. Halo 1s had a little bit more bullet drop, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Halo
I'm
5
I'm
just
gonna
purely
also say-
because of just how Halo 5 movement works in general on a controller. I think the way that the sniper also sways it. I don't know. I just feel much better picking up a Halo 5 sniper than out of any other Halo game.
What would you
I gotta go infinite.
What would you guys
Cool.
say in chat? What favorite sniper of all the Halos? No variants.
I think Achilles says Halo
It'd be
Reach
Halo
or
2 for
Infinite.
me as well, by the way. Halo 2 is just.
I love infinite sniper. People hate it. They dog on it. Like, and I don't.
It
understand
used to
why.
be dog shit, but now it's actually pretty good. It used.
I don't. Well, the only thing I can see people complain about is that it's not hit scan. That's the only thing I see people say. They call it bullet drop, but there's no bullet drop in the sniper.
One sec. I think my food's here. I got a phone call.
It's just not hit scan. There's a time between when the
there
shot
is a
leaves
there
and
is a
hits.
bullet drop from a distance.
There's no
though.
bullet drop. Even from a distance, there's no bullet drop. If you click on something, it hits exactly where you click. It just hits it 3 seconds later. It's just distance. There's no drop of the bullet.
It's just a hit delay more than anything. It's a hit delay.
Yeah, it's not hit scan. That's the main thing. I feel
It's
like in older Halo games, it was almost immediate.
There was
It was
okay.
instant.
There was only Ricochet in Halo 3, Reach 4, Halo 5, and Halo Infinite. They added it later on for the Ricochet for the sniper rifle. There was no
Sure.
Ricochet for the sniper rifle on Infinite until they
Halo
added
3, the pit, rushing for camo and shooting
Sniper
the sniper
pit.
down.
it. Yeah,
Oh yeah, that was so satisfying.
it was satisfying when you get it all bounced off the walls too.
Yeah,
We played a game mode. I think in Soul Company.
No, we played one too.
Recently.
We played one too here.
Did we do one as well? Where it was, I think it was on. Was it 4 or Reach? Where we did
Reach. It was Reach. It was yeah, Ricochet.
under
Yeah,
a window.
yeah.
I kicked butt on that, dude. I had it down.
You have to be accurate with.
I
your
got
shots.
overkills.
You got collaterals on some of them too.
Yeah, I did really good. I was impressed with myself because I did not expect to do that good on any MCC game compared to you guys. You guys have played them way more than I do.
Well, some people know how to use a sniper more,
Me, I guess. I know how to snipe.
or you know how to control the recoil.
Or I'm good at math. Could be math.
Math and calculations with the Ricochet.
It's angles is all it is. It's angles, right?
I bet you're really good at pool.
I'm not.
Probably when you're drunk.
Well, okay, so wait, no, I'm really good at pool on the iPhone, where you can angle your
Eight-ball
shots
pool.
perfectly.
Mhm.
I'm not good at pool in real life because I don't think my physical ability to hit the shot lines up with my mental ability to calculate the angle.
That's fair.
But if I can control it digitally,
Oh no,
and it's a
here he
perfect
comes.
shot every time,
Here comes
then
the
I
man
got
of the
it.
hour. Let's see what he got.
Uh-oh, here he goes.
You got an entire box of pizza and a Coke.
Girth, pizza reveal.
Guess what?
Right fucking
Pizza
now.
reveal.
Fucking pizza!
Pizza reveal.
Pizza in the
They
camera.
got Black Ops on the pizza box.
Oh no!
Ew.
No! No!
They could have put Halo on it, but no. Apparently, so there's
They
a
could have
there's a
done
pizza.
anything else.
You should have told him we were doing a Halo podcast, Maybe they would have
I
changed the
know.
box
It's
for
blurry.
you.
Turn off the blur.
So I'm gonna move my microphone here. Hopefully you can still hear me anyway, chat.
Yeah.
Show us the
but-
pizza.
The pizza.
Show
I'm
us
gonna
the
show you
pizza.
the pizza.
Yeah,
there's
he
a
has to
pizza
turn off the
chain
green
in
screen.
UK called,
Show me the
Fire
pizza.
Away. I'm gonna show you the pizza. All right, give me one sec.
Show me your
It's,
Willie.
Pizza
Show me your
goggles,
Willy. Anyway, yes. Pizza.
and you can
Let's
scan
have a
it.
look. I just went for something basic. I just went for pepperoni, meatball, and sweet corn.
Sweet corn?
Sweet,
did I get that
sweet
right?
corn.
You put corn on your
corn.
pizza?
Yeah.
Bro,
That's
Huh? Since when?
Pizza.
why?
Why not?
Why'd you put corn on your pizza? What? I
I
didn't
don't-
even know pizza places in the UK gave you corn on pizza.
You can ask, right?
I've only
In the
seen that
US, they
Japan.
don't
I've
even
never
do that
seen
at
it-
all. They don't even.
No, there's no.
Oh,
there's no
that-
corn on
yeah.
pizza in the US at all. I've only seen that in Japan, and that it was a potato, corn, and
Yeah,
salmon
Japan, I can see it more.
pizza.
I can see it more in Japan because Japan likes their veggies.
Corn's a fruit, but yeah.
don't
What
even
kind of
think
what kind
Sweet
of
Ben is,
crust
like-
does he have? Oh my god, his crust is thin.
It's like such a tame choice for UK topping sweet corn compared to some of the other options.
Yeah, I'm glad it's not mushy peas and mint sauce.
Your pizza looked good, Skybacks, earlier.
Oh yeah, dude, my pizza. I was
The
so
thing
happy.
is, this isn't like a big chain in the UK. This is just one of those ones down a side street that lives down the road from me.
They're the best ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I cannot drink Coke at all. I cannot drink that. Too
I'll
much
have a bit
heartburn.
more in a minute. I just wanted to have
It says
one
Peggy
piece for
18
now.
on it. It says Peggy 18.
It does. I should have asked them to draw on the box because normally I usually ask them to draw on the box and they do. Like I've had people draw like wizards, dinosaurs, the 7-Up man, and all sorts in there.
Frankie DeVito.
I just wanted to have one slice because I've not eaten anything since last night, so I'll eat the rest of it when we play Halo.
You didn't
That's
have
fine.
breakfast or lunch at all?
No, I've been hungover all day. This is the first thing I've eaten all
Bro.
day.
Food would cure your hangover.
Yes, it would.
Exactly.
No,
You doofus.
no. Listen here, I was throwing up all morning.
I know.
I am
Well,
not eating food.
It's because you're not hydrated and there's not enough carbs in your system. That's
And
the
drinking
problem.
water.
Drink water, eat
drink-
bread.
Yeah, no, I was drinking water, but I couldn't. You know, like when you've thrown up so much, you can feel it stuck right here.
Yep.
No.
It was stuck in my system. So anyway, enough of my fucking biology. What were we talking about? Halo weapons, favorite weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Favorite
Favorite
sniper?
snipers
Yep.
specifically. Yeah, I like
So
Infinite.
I already said Halo 5 was my favorite.
Halo 2 for me.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Halo vehicle?
Gus Hog.
Ooh.
Goshawk.
Falcon.
Goshawk.
Falcon.
Which Gus Hog though? Skybacks.
How many are there?
There's 2, 3, 4, 5,
Probably
and
4.
Infinite. No, there's none in Infinite.
That's not an Infinite. Probably 4. Four's the one that I'm
Technically
used to.
speaking, Halo 2 Anniversary's multiplayer is a different Goshawk than the actual Halo 2
Yeah.
Goshawk.
Yeah,
If you
because
One of
want,
Halo
if you want to
2
get real.
anniversary.
Halo
about the
2
gun boost?
Halo 2 Anniversaries is Halo 4's is Gus Hog basically.
The
I'm
gun
gonna go
boost.
Halo 4. Because Halo 4 was what I started with. That's what got me addicted to the Goshawk. I was a sniper on that thing.
The Halo 4
You drive through a
Yeah.
world. I'm just hitting everything like a
for me, for some reason, it has to be Halo 4 or out of Halo 2's Gus Hog. Because the Halo 4 Gus Hog actually hit differently than Halo 3's, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I liked how it wrecked other vehicles.
Oh, there's
too.
Halo
Like, you
Reach
could-
too. There's Halo Reach's
You could
Gus
take
Hog.
out a
Oh,
tank
yeah.
in like 3 hits with the Gauss if you hit it
Yeah.
right.
I think for me, I'm gonna say Halo 3. I've had the most fun out of any, and I think it also comes with just like how physics in general works.
Yeah,
in
each Halo has
3.
different physics.
Mm-hmm.
It's their sandbox.
I
Each of their...
like this. I like the sound. Like even though the sound is very similar, if not the same.
We have to introduce
Oh my
this
God.
man,
Fucking hell, bro! You're lucky that we've been live for 2 hours.
and we're
Where
still
have you been?
recording.
Yeah, my luck was
You,
the timing.
you showed
the
up right
timing went
before I was
terribly.
leaving, dude.
Sorry, I used the bathroom.
So good. How you doing?
Right as
I'm
I'm
good. How you doing?
Already
How you doing?
Okay, now
Sorry,
you
I'm
can
so
introduce.
late.
You can introduce.
Right,
yourself.
before we carry on, let's
Traffic.
full screen buddy up. Right, introduce yourself, buddy, very quickly.
How you doing? I'm Lovable Halo Addiction, for those people who don't know, and I like to stream every day, and I don't sleep. So yeah, that's all you have to know about me. And I'm on Instagram.
So why are you so late if you don't sleep?
He doesn't
Because I
sleep
just
yet.
woke
It's
up. I
2
just
hours
woke up.
So you were sleeping.
The thing is, I was out pretty far, and the traffic. I thought I predicted this right, and the traffic was not right. So that's what happens when you
Was
live
it
in New
bad?
York.
Was it?
Get
was
on
really
your
bad.
phone. Get on your
Sad to
phone.
I'd rather him not drive and interact
Yeah,
at the same time. 'Cause
no.
he might,
No, you
might
just-
cause an accident.
Yeah.
You just turn it on and put it on the
Agreed.
seat next to you. It looks at the ceiling. You know.
No, just pull over on the side of the road
Just,
or pull
just
in a
car
Taco Bell.
side podcasting.
Yeah.
Parking
Maybe
at
next
Taco
time,
Bell,
buddy,
fucking-
when we have you on one of these, we're like get you to make your plans like 4 hours before you actually go live, so you got enough time to.
Or like several months
You're right. You're
beforehand.
right.
several
We'll change. No. Change the schedule. Like just again, put it. He was here 2 hours late. Let's just schedule it 2 hours earlier, but not actually start it until 2 hours later.
Yeah. Tell them it starts at
Exactly.
noon. but it's
There we go.
Yeah.
You
It's
got
like a
it.
birthday
I'll
party.
take
It's like
it,
a
I'll take
birthday
it.
party.
Don't you understand? I'm like
Alright.
a white girl that needs to get ready. Have to put my makeup on. I gotta look good. You know, I gotta look good for the
You
honey.
have to do your eyelashes.
All
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Well, on that note, I am leaving for the final time. Sorry, guys.
No, you're fine.
Bye, Spartan. Thanks for popping in, bro.
Yep.
Appreciate
Thanks.
it.
All right. Y'all have a good one, okay?
Yep.
Take care.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
So we were just talking about our favorite weapons. We've had a lot to talk about. So we've spoken about what our favorite moment in Halo was, the state of Halo Studios and the games. We had a little bit of a discussion on Halo Combat Evolved, current Halo
Customs.
content, esports and events. And I think what we'll do is once we've finished our little chat here, we'll let you answer some of the topics that I've written down anyway. Just get your feedback on it. And is there anything else that you guys want to bring up at all before I let Buddy do his thing?
Did you, real quick, because I just popped in, did you guys talk about the whole modding, like the
No.
people at MCC with the mods? Did we
No.
talk about
No,
that yet?
go ahead.
Talk
Go
about
ahead.
mods.
love-
Let's go.
This is all
I
you.
love to
Go,
talk
go.
about that.
This is all you.
This,
Okay,
this is
so-
all you. I'm gonna eat part of my
Okay.
pizza then. In that case.
All right, get your pizza then. Okay, so basically, for all those people who don't know, MCC is just, it's crawling with modders. And there's some cool modders out there, don't get me wrong. I've befriended a few of them. Drink water, but he's great. But besides that, the problem about these modders is, like, you know, Halo Studios is doing nothing. Like, they're not penalizing these people, and the problem is they're flying around the map. They're like, I don't know, what do you want to say personally about it? Like, I know it sounds like a skill issue on my part, but like, they're just modding around the map. They're deleting things. It's crazy. It's gone insane. It's just really has become crazy. Like the current state of MCC, and like I'm all for like some funny trolling from time to time, but when you're like, you know, I just see it every day now. I see it in every custom game. There's people who just join like the custom games just to crash their lobbies, and you know, I bet the people that are listening to this, oh, that's me. But still, come on, it's rough. I feel like Halo Studios should do something, but they're not doing anything. So, I don't know what you guys think about that. Have you encountered this before? Let me know.
I have not.
Encounter.
I haven't yet.
You know a guy on in the space called Show Productions.
Mhm.
So he, for those who don't know who's watching chat, he is ranked #1 in the world for Halo MCC XP. Him and his twin brother used to do 20-hour live streams on Twitch, take it 10 hours each, and they finally got max rank. When they got max rank, someone had gone into an online game and basically pretended to be them because there's a way that you can spoof your gamer tag to someone else's. And they were going around in public matches, hacking the game, just like flying around, aimbotting, you name it. Basically got them banned forever. We had to get in contact with Halo Studios. We got a Twitch clip of it, and we had to get in contact. We got Mint Blitz involved, Uber Nick involved, everyone, just to try and get our friend unbanned because of this. So yeah, it's just shit. It's not so bad, I would say, now to what it was a couple of years ago. I think a couple of years ago is definitely worse than what it is now.
A little bit. It's like I still interact with like so many people who just have modded accounts and fly around. I see they do. The problem is I'm streaming a lot, and yeah, I see they change their gamer tag, and of course it's the Xbox
I think
360.
the reason why I don't
They
see it
changed
as
their name
much
for
though
that.
is because
It's pretty
you're
rough.
going into public lobbies. Well, I say
That's
public
exactly
lobbies.
why
You're
I-
going into the custom game browser lobbies,
Yeah.
whereas mine are very much they're hosted by me. So
Yeah,
unless
so
yours is very-
someone's
yours is very
agreed,
Yeah,
local.
we are
Like,
locked down.
yeah.
We lock ours down.
we are very locked
Oh,
down.
it,
Yeah.
it must be nice. It must be nice for you guys.
And the
I
thing
need
is
to,
that
like, yeah.
sometimes Drinkwater, he'll join in,
Mhm.
and he knows when and when not to use it. He's a chill guy. Admittedly, he's not been in our lobbies for quite some time now. He pops up in the stream now and again, but I know he's obviously more of your friend, and we're still friends, but he's more of one of your guys, should we say, in your
Sorry to
community.
interrupt. Just the chat was saying they can't hear Buddy pretty much at all.
Okay,
Damn.
so let me just
my
turn
voice.
No,
him
it's
up.
not. It's not
Right,
you, buddy.
say something now.
Hello, chat. How you doing?
Can you hear him now, chat? I've just turned him up to 100%. He was on 75.
Is it
Go,
my
if you've
voice?
got to turn his volume up, dude. I'm so serious right now. I can barely hear him. Why is
Is
so
it-
serious?
He's at 100 for me. I can hear him just fine.
Don't worry, guys. I'm not
No,
saying much
it's
anyway.
on my end. They're watching it on. It's because I've got really loud headphones, so
That's weird though. 'cause
why.
my audio is, I mean, you guys can hear me in the chat, right? Like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know why it's
we
picking
can
it
hear you,
up.
but It's
Yeah.
my side. Don't worry about it. It's all
My
good.
side's always leveled out.
So what I'll do, buddy, is I'll let you talk about on some of the topics that we spoke about earlier.
Great.
So Icebreaker, what
run
is
to
your
the
favorite
bathroom.
moment in Halo from the books, the games, events, etc.? Is that your favorite moment? Is it?
He just pointed at it. That was it.
No. Well, wait, is this my turn? Can I go or no?
Yeah. I'm gonna let you just
Okay.
talk for a bit.
Okay, well, actually, let me show you something really quick. That's not leaving. I'm in my room still. Hold on. Oh.
How the fuck do I open up this box?
So you guys
Chicken
heard
wings? There we go.
recently that we lost a great the other day. William C. Dietz. You guys hear about that? The guy who passed away,
Yeah.
who wrote all the great Halo novels. I actually had this little thing. I actually got this a year or two ago. Here's his autograph. There he is the guy. But he's he worked on a lot of the great Halo classic novels out there. The Flood, a lot of the great stuff growing up, especially like Halo 2 era. Earlier than that with the Halo novels, and he was a legend for what it was worth, and he just died a few days. So I just want to say as a little tribute, rest in peace, buddy, because he was one of the first people that actually got me into reading. Actually, which was crazy. It was either that or Captain Underpants. That was the two. That was the two random picks. So it was like it's a weird parallel. Like I'm liking Captain Underpants, and then I'm reading Halo novels involving
He got you
a
in there
man
reading.
killing Covenant. Yeah.
Captain
So
Underpants.
so shout out to this guy right here for making me learn how to read. So yeah, thank you, William. Rest in peace, brother. Exactly. And
Buddy was illiterate before this.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Achilles
Average
says at this point, Buddy is just gonna go and meet everyone in the world, but in all jokes aside, rip.
Yeah. Achilles.
He
is
has met
something
you've met everyone though, haven't you, Buddy?
I met a
'Cause
lot of people.
you've got
Yeah,
so
I
many
collect autographs.
signatures.
I do. It's an addiction. I just got back from a
Buddy.
horror show recently, so yeah.
But are you going to Halo Fest
I am gonna go into Halo Fest.
in
You go
Seattle?
too? Yes.
I'm not going, but I live like an hour from it. We should meet up.
That'd be pretty dope. Like I said,
You
I'll
know
be
what?
there
That
for
would
the weekend.
actually be
Yeah.
amazing because we do obviously a lot of UK meetups, so it'd be nice to get the US guys to start meeting up with each other. I need you guys to start taking over the US side of the community here.
Yeah.
If we have
grab a
one.
drink
I mean-
somewhere for
I
like
mean,
an
Smart
hour or
Wargames
something.
Yeah.
should just go to New York, guys. I mean,
Honestly,
yeah.
I'll see if I can send some stickers over or whatever, and then take a picture. You take a picture with your sticker or something. Just be really nice to be like, oh, these guys met in another country. Let's go.
That would be pretty amazing. Is anyone here, even in the chat, are you guys going to Halo Fest? Anybody? Bueller? Anyone here?
I'm
In the
not.
chat?
I wish.
No one's.
I really
Why?
wanted to, but the tickets went on sale like the
Yeah.
worst possible time.
I
Oh,
can't
really?
afford the tickets at all, but I live close to it, so I can drive.
For me, it's the
That's good.
flight. The flight alone
That's
is
the
the worst
expensive
part.
part. That is the expensive part. For me, the tickets were fine, but the flight, you have to get an Airbnb and all that
Yeah.
BS. Probably, I'm not gonna get a
Your
rental car.
best
I'm
your
gonna be
best bet,
Ubering.
yeah. If you were going with a
That's the
group
real
of people,
price.
is get a group Airbnb because that's what we did for London, and that's what we're
Yeah.
doing for Leeds this year.
I know. a
Which,
group that's
by the
doing
way,
that.
buddy, we're meeting up with Fletch from Halo Studios in our Leeds
Nice.
meetup.
Oh shit, that's pretty
Yeah,
awesome.
we met him at HCS, but he lives in the area that we're going to, so we're gonna go out for some drinks and whatnot.
Just
So
let
an
me know.
actual proper studio presence at the meetup.
That's awesome. Just let me know when you hang out with Mid Blitz, because I still want to sign some in Halo, so it's gonna happen one day. For most people who don't know, my goal in life, for anyone who doesn't know, I like to run people over with a warthog. It's a very
For
it's a very big
science.
it's a very big dream of mine. I always say for science. I know some
Yeah.
people hate when I say it, but it's part of the tag. But I respectfully I want to run over Mint Blitz with a warthog. Just respectful. It's my way
well,
of showing love and
I
affection
did-
to him. So,
so
Mint, if
the-
you're watching this one day, you're
The
coming-
only
just
time
be
that
careful.
I've
You might
encountered
hear,
Mint-
you might hear a honk of a warthog. That's all I'm saying.
You could probably get him to set that up in one of his videos, like
That would be
Yeah.
nice.
get in a lobby with somebody and have like a scripted.
The only
like, for
time that I
science.
ever encountered Mint Blitz is we were doing
don't
the
think he would let me do
Warzone event, and
That's when
I
you met him.
hijacked his ghost
Yeah.
and then killed him with it, and then I shot him once, and then so technically I've beaten him in 2 gun battles, but that's it.
I've,
So you
I've
did
played
that.
against
Proud
him
of
in a couple infinite BTBs, and I've killed him with a pistol.
Nice. I've only run over one famous Halo celebrity to this day. I think. Do you know what it is?
Hidden Xperia.
Yep, it's. I was streaming, and Hidden Xperia was in a custom game, and I kind of ran him over with my warthog, and yeah.
He did
that
not
was the
like
science
that.
moment.
He
Did
did
you
not-
didn't
did you
like- he
scream for
left- he-
science?
I did. He didn't hear me, but my stream heard it, and he left the lobby right after I did that. So,
Yeah.
I love him. Nothing from him exterior. I love the man. I love his voice.
He's great.
A sexy voice like that. It's just I saw golden opportunity for science, and I took that opportunity.
Okay, what about
That was
Rocket
nice.
Soft, guys? What about Rocket Soft?
He's also great. Love that guy.
Those guys
Did
are
I run him
amazing.
over? No.
Those guys don't play Halo, but they do theories for Halo. They're amazing. They hear it.
There's a lot of great Halo content creators that I feel like we should either have on the podcast, which would be great, or just also just be more active, because I've always noticed that Halo Studios only kind of garners against like a few people, which of course they deserve the attention and light, don't get me wrong, but there's so many other great people out there in the world of Halo content creators, you guys especially, and just everyone else that just we have so many great content creators out there, especially on Instagram. So shout out to a lot of great people. I'll list names in a sec. But it's just like I feel like Halo Studios needs to promote these people more. There's so many great people out there, and I wish they would shut them out and give them some more light. I know they do the whole. I know they do the Halo Spotlight thing, which I get it. That is a shout out, but I just feel like there should be more than just that. There's so
We've
much.
got
more.
our own Halo Spotlight right here.
And yeah, Spotlight
right
here.
down
Yeah.
here.
But we need,
Yeah.
we
There it
need
is.
more.
It's actually a good point, because like part of the need for like HaloSpotlight.com was the fact that a lot of the people in the community felt like they weren't getting any attention at all from the studio or from the rest of the community. And there's a lot of creators. I mean, there's thousands upon thousands of Halo creators in the community, and unfortunately, the studio just does seem to focus on a very specific type of creator, be it YouTubers or streamers. It would be great to see the studio focus more on other type of creators in the future, but obviously it comes down to like a marketing thing as well, right? It's like
So I've had my first interaction with 343 or Halo Studios trying to consider me for Twitch drops. So when I did the Scripter Guild Warzone live stream event, my name was put forward, and I was reduced to 7 people, and then it went down to 5. But it just so happens that the 5 people that they chose to have Twitch drops were people that had big followings.
Yeah.
And you've got to understand as well, like this, they are going to get first come first serve treatment. They are. I get what you mean, and that's why I appreciate what you do, Halo Spotlight. Like you're like a smaller version of that puts people like me, Recon, and Lovable Halo Addiction in that spotlight. That, you know, that they all deserve. So
we appreciate
ultimately,
it.
I like where we are as a community at the moment. I think for the most part, we've got a pretty good following, large sort of extended group of friends online.
One thing I will say as well, this is like a stream exclusive piece of information about Halo Spotlight. We kind of say team a lot, but it's just one person. It's just me. I'm the only person.
Technically, I consider everyone in the Halo community, the people communities you're part of, is a team. You're a team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're all
exactly,
a team, just in different areas.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if you're speaking to someone on the X account or you see a piece, it's done by me. But we do have other people who are like on and off members of the team, like social media people, and we did have a Discord server, but it's kind of a lot of work to run a Discord server. So
we're quite lucky that we were a Facebook group that already had some kind of community looking for games. So moving over to Discord just felt really natural for us because it just offered a lot more than what Facebook could at the time.
When Discord became a thing, it's nice.
The big thing for me is Discord. I need to make sure that this server is up and running, and then we use Spartan Wargames as a way to network. So recently, Recon is Awesome has become one of my community streamers. He does a lot of collaborations with me. So whenever I'm live, you'll see him live, and you can follow his perspective. Sometimes Buddy here will join the custom games from his side, but he's more obviously American central.
Different time zone.
Yeah, you're in
different
central. I'm on
zones,
east. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in
and
East.
And Skybax is our Halo Infinite lover, our resident Halo Infinite lover. We need to have one.
The one.
Yes. Yes.
At least one guy who does it.
Yeah.
One.
At least one.
But Skybax is very good at if I need some help hosting an event, he will be there. Same with Recon as well. I can trust these two to host events for me. Because as much as I am like you in a sense, Spotlight, like I'm the face of Spartan Wargames, I like to try and give my responsibilities to others around me that want to help create something bigger and better. So I would like to get to a point that Spartan Wargames isn't just controlled by me. The only reason it's controlled by me is that I kind of had to take over the community. I won't go into the reasons why or how, but we had some issues a couple of years ago, and I just had to take control of everything and just make sure that we can still continue to grow. So I like you all to grow with me.
Understandable.
So very quickly, buddy, then we'll go over the topics again, because I do want to try and wrap up the podcast at some point and actually play some Halo with everyone.
Yes.
Sounds good.
I asked earlier about what your favorite moment in Halo was, whether that's from the games, books, or events. Very quickly,
I think my favorite part. Jeez, put him in the spot here. Okay, so I think my favorite part from Halo maybe is it's a weird way to say this, but I really always it's a love-hate relationship. I always love when Chief got Cortana after she waited for him, in the Grave Mine. That mission was a love-hate relationship growing up, and I've come to love that mission now. So that's one of my favorite moments, especially. And also another great moment was when Chief finds what became of Captain Keyes in Halo 1. I thought that was another peak moment in cinema. It was just scary because it's like you really think this guy's alive after all this time, and
you connected with the character too a little bit too.
You did. It really was a relationship that you grew, and then to find out that he's been dead, for a decent amount of time is just, it just kind of pulls on your heartstring just a tad. So yeah.
Cool. So what do you think about the state of Halo, mainly sort of like regarding 343 moving over to Halo Studios? How do you feel about the rebrand and where we are with Halo?
I feel like we got a new name, same things going on, but overall, for me, I think, I'm always hopeful for what the future of Halo is, but, it has to be us, the content creators, that kind of keep Halo at float, I think, in a way. I'm not saying we're what's keeping it alive, of course, but I think it's more the fact that we, have to stay strong as a community and just hope for the best. Hopefully, this next Halo game's gonna be great, and hopefully we get more Halo games in the future. And even if we don't, we still got MCC. We can still make more memories with our Discords, with our collaborations, with the content we can make. If you think about it, we could have just kept it at Halo Reach, and we were fine. Think about it. I know it sounds crazy because everyone likes Infinite. So
I would say go up to Halo 4.
So much stuff you could do. Yeah, I like the other Halo games, but I'm just saying, think about it though. There's so much you could do in Halo, not even just playing the video game. You can make machinimas, you can do photography, you can do collaborations. There's a lot of stuff you can do with Halo for creativity wise, and I think that's something that people need to, I guess, be more a part of. I think I want to be more a part of making machinimas. Hell, Halo Fest is going to be having a whole competition for forge maps,
Welcome back.
for art, for cosplay, for a film. Keep in mind a film, and I want to be one of those people that enter. So fingers crossed, I got the brain cells to do that one. So
I've always said that Buddy kind of looks like a bootleg version of Thomas Lasky.
Yes, yes.
Well, I'll take that as a compliment.
He does. Okay. What about Halo Campaign Evolved? Are you excited? Do you have any thoughts and opinions?
I am excited for one reason. I am excited. It's like a 50-50, but not in a negative way. For me, I'm excited because isn't there supposed to be 2 missions with Johnson?
Two new missions.
Yeah.
2 new missions.
Yeah, 2 extra missions.
Oh, I thought it was free.
I got. Was it 3?
What were the
I thought it was 3. We got yeah.
Well, I'm excited for that. I want more Johnson moments with Chief because I think they were the best relationship in all of Halo, and the fact that they killed him off in the 3rd one still makes me cry to this day, and I still get a little teary eye every time I stream 3. Every time I stream 3's campaign. So I'm excited for that. I do hope that they do add matchmaking and customs to this game because I think they will. As of right now, it's not happening. It's just the campaign. So hopefully they better add that shit.
They just got to see on how it's going to do.
I don't see why they would develop the whole game in a new engine and not make multiplayer.
Exactly.
That's that to me. That's a no-brainer.
You know what? What would actually be great is if they just shadow dropped the fact that multiplayer is a thing and just because at the moment all we know is that campaign's coming out, and obviously they've heard the feedback, right, of people saying, "Oh, it's missing campaign. It's going to be one of those. I'm going to wait for it to be on sale jobs." If they just randomly drop closer to the date that multiplayer is going to be a thing.
It's gonna make money. It's gonna make money.
I think even if they didn't announce it, if they just added it 2 months after it came out, just add it to the game. So hey, by the way, here's multiplayer. Have fun.
They need to add something. I get that they're adding more skulls in. This is gonna be it's gonna have the most skulls out of every
24.
Game. The thing
24.
Is not everyone plays with skulls.
I don't.
It's not really a selling point.
I like collecting them. I don't play with them. Really.
I think there's gonna be new tournaments too.
I play with Grunt Birthday Party, Bigger Explosions,
Yeah.
and
Better be. I would have been your daddy. That's the fun. That's the greatest.
I would have been your
spell of all
daddy.
time.
Yeah,
Yes.
for
I love
the
that one.
dialogue.
Yeah.
yeah, the dialogue
Can't go
one.
wrong
Those
with
are
the
the only three
dialogue.
I play with. I
The
play with
ones that I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
playing with is I like playing with Grunt Birthday Party, Who'd Have Been in Your Daddy. The no radar, sometimes I do it for the classic feel. For no radar, I do it no radar. For like I
Is
can't
that
see
blind? That was
No.
blind, wasn't it?
No, it's like I
Blind
think
removes a whole
it's
part of
fog. It's like
Oh,
fog. It's
Yeah.
fog, yeah.
Right.
it's something cool just to give you that not eyes behind your head, but it's something to give you a little bit
Yeah.
challenge. If you can't look at your radar.
Did you guys
Yeah.
see what I posted in the Wargames channel?
Wait, what?
The group chat?
Should be skipped.
I'm gonna do it on my phone. Pardon me.
Do it.
I'm just launching Discord on the web.
Yeah,
I'm just
nice.
launching this.
Nice.
My
Nice.
phone case. My phone.
Yeah.
Which phone do
I
you got,
knew.
buddy? Which size?
I got the
Oh
new-
my god,
the new
that's like a
iPhone.
really old picture of you because you actually had no hair on the top of your head.
What size do
Oh
you
wait,
have,
you
buddy?
still do.
That's just my old. That's my old picture. But
you
no,
just didn't have a beard. You were just.
it
a
is
baby
older
face.
because that's when I was still the Skyback instead of I Skyback. So that's
Yes.
at least.
Oh
like, a
my
year ago.
gosh.
Dominic, thanks for popping into the stream. Thank you very much for your chats. Have a great evening.
Yeah.
I do want to go over some of that Achilles said. I know you didn't ask, but I got to bring it up because it's my favorite moment and it's somewhat underrated. And that is the Great Schism and the flood infection of High Charity and all the chaos that followed with that. That's pretty
Yes. Yes.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Wasn't that gonna be in the? That was a cut content, right? In 3, where you're actually gonna verse like flood infected arbiters in Halo 3, and they cut that. That was supposedly a rumor going around. And when Chief was,
It was a lot
like
of
when the
cut
flood
content from
took
Halo
place,
2
a
and
lot
3. There was a lot.
It was, and that was one of them supposedly. So I would love to have actually played that.
Yeah.
Speaking about that, did you guys play New Covenant? For anyone who doesn't know what that is, that was
Yes.
the fan made Halo 3 continuation story. It's
They're
a
still
mod,
working
so
on
it's
it. They're still working
Yeah.
on it.
I played the first part. It was actually really cool. For those people who don't know, they made a Halo 3 continuation campaign mod you can actually get in the workshop. It's really amazing. I recommend playing it, and they did an amazing job.
They said they're going to
Especially
be
the part 2
releasing
coming out.
more, though, I think.
They should. It was. I had a good time with it, and it was kind of tears at your heartstrings because it's just so much nostalgic, and it's great.
It's a work in progress.
So we've
They
got
s-
a couple more questions to
Yep.
ask, buddy, and then I want to try and wrap up because we're meant to
Yes.
be playing customs now.
Yep.
So,
The
current Halo
event-
content.
Yeah.
Have you got any content on the way, buddy? Halo related or not that you want to go over that you're
Oh
doing?
yes, starting an OnlyFans channel. It's gonna be exciting. I'm kidding. But
Oh, wait,
No.
Would it say OnlyFans or OnlyFans?
OnlyFans,
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
No, if you're going to do that, it's got to be owning
Yeah.
Spartans.
It's just
Yes.
gonna be
Only
me with the Halo helmet.
Spartans.
It's gonna be It's just gonna be me with the Halo helmet, and that's it. It's
It's
gotta pay the
people
bills
very-
somehow.
Very seductive Spartan armor. OnlyFans.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But in all seriousness, I mean, I do continue to be working on my Discord. For those people who don't know, I have a Discord that Girth helps me out a lot with. I'm really grateful for. It's called Cigarettes, Coffee, and Halo. So yes, based off an Otis Redding song, just without the Halo part. And then also, I'm still continuing, streaming almost every day here with games like Halo, GTA, Lethal Company, everything like that, Repo. And also, I do hope to be making some machinimas this year, especially because of Halo Fest. It's going to make me kind of open my mind, because I used to do machinimas back in the day. For those people who don't know, they were more for fun. They weren't like, oh my, it never had the red versus blue fame like that. But I always love film. I always like, especially old film too. Anything involving Humphrey Bogart and James Cagney was great. So I'm thinking I might make a short and submit it to Halo Fest, and fingers crossed, I'll make something that will be, I guess,
At
bigger
least it's
than
still going to be shown,
myself.
though. That's all that matters.
That's what I wanted. That's what I want. Not even about the winning. Even the winner gets $10,000. For most people who don't know. Winner at that contest, yeah, $10K, which is crazy.
Speaking of events, that was the next category. You've already mentioned that you're going to Halo Fest this year.
Yeah, I
Is it
am.
this
and
year or next year?
It's this December. I have a lot to talk about in Halo Fest, which I want to actually talk about that in a sec. But like I said, for the short though, I will be eventually getting people to be a part of this. I need to get everyone from every community to be a part of this, because I really want to film a lot of like action scenes. What a machinima is all about. For those people who watch like Rise of the Spartans growing up, and Arby and the Chief, especially Arby and the Chief, I loved.
Dude,
Boyfriend's Blue,
yes.
all that stuff. It was great. It was a great, and I want to bring that back. I really do. So when I have the time and the patience and the mental capacity, I'll be asking y'all for help. Even you, the viewer. So yeah.
Even writing a script, that's hard.
You know what's funny? I used to like bang out scripts like like that, they were easy for me. You know what it was that was the hardest part for me? Getting the people that were actually motivated to do it. Because I used to try to make machinims back in like a couple years ago, and they never really panned out. Because I always felt like they were doing me the favor. I'm not saying like, oh, you have to listen to everything I say, but don't you want a good product at the end of it? You don't want to be like, oh, do you want like a half-ass product, or do you want like the actual product to be like, oh, this actually came out pretty well. I enjoyed this hard work that we made together, and it came out pretty well. And some people actually liked it. Instead of people, you know how the internet is. They're gonna rip apart everything you do. You got to kind of show them what your talent, and hopefully it can come to YouTube enough with a decent amount of people liking it. That's you all agree with me there. Like you don't want to half-ass things. You want to keep it professional as much as possible. And that was my biggest issue a couple of years ago. But now that Global Halo Addiction has grown in viewers. Actually, speaking about that, actually just reached 27K on Instagram, so cheers to that. I'm cheering with my Halo ornament. So,
Where's your 360?
Yeah, that too. I should have gone to 360. I saw that at the Christmas shop. I didn't get it though. Damn, I should have. But like I said, for the short though, I really want to make something special, and I really hope people are down for this next chapter in Global Halo Addiction. So yeah.
Nice.
All right, let's
So
just
I'm going to move on
this.
to question time. So for anyone who's watching the live stream right now, if you have any questions that you'd like to ask any of the members here who's in the call, feel free to ask. It could be anything Halo related, it could be anything content, or if you just want to ask them a question like what's 9 + 10, you can ask them and they should hopefully answer.
6,
So
7.
If anyone says 21, if anyone says 21,
what about Achilles' favorite? That's Achilles' favorite number.
Is it 21?
Spotlights.
Oh, I
I
thought
know,
it was
something
6. I
else.
thought it was 6, 7.
His first chat was 21.
Yeah, that's it. You got it right. That's Achilles' favorite number.
Hi, Warlord. Yes, we
Okay.
are running a little bit
Obviously,
late,
yeah.
so we're trying to wrap it up in a
Yeah.
minute. But we're on question time at the moment.
I can answer any question, any single
Yeah,
question.
so
ever.
I'll have
Would anyone
question
want
time
some KFC
open
jelly
for
beans?
5 or 10. Oh my
No.
god,
Ew.
Biscuit.
They're disgusting, actually.
They look
They're-
disgusting.
They are disgusting.
Are they
Every time
chicken
someone says-
flavored?
Okay, hang on. What
Chicken
did Achilles say?
flavored,
Hang on.
beef and corn.
Are they accurate?
They are accurate, very accurate. They're
Yeah,
disgusting.
what were you saying,
So,
Achilles? Let me
if
see.
if you're eating fried chicken and you put a chicken jelly bean in the fried chicken, would you
It tastes
even notice?
it tastes exactly the same. And I only do these. I only have this when someone usually gives me a sub on Twitch.
Those
And
sound
the
good,
funny-
actually.
But I'm gonna say this now. I just tried the gravy one yesterday. It was disgusting. Oh my! It's a cold gravy. It was so
I reckon
gross.
you should
Yeah,
eat all
you
of
have
them
to
at
heat it up.
once.
You gotta microwave them first.
I
and
would.
then
I think that's how you guys are gonna do me in. If I eat all these jelly beans, that's
I
how
want you
I
to
will.
eat
Eat them all at once.
put them all in a glass jar and microwave
Microwave
them
them.
until they turn to a mush, and then eat it with a spoon.
Oh god, that sounds like diabetes central.
hot
But okay.
chicken and
With some
gravy.
hot sauce.
Hot chicken and gravy.
I mean, that's funny. These things were pretty expensive. These things were like.
So,
like
chat, I'm going to give you
$8.
another 2
Yeah.
minutes
They make money
to
off your
ask
stuff,
anyone
right?
here a question. If you don't have any questions, we will then wrap up.
I actually got these for my Twitch. Those people don't know. Every time I get a sub.
Okay,
Here we
hang
go.
on.
We
Hang
have
on,
a
guys.
question.
Hang on.
So Achilles asks, what changes would you guys make to Halo Infinite story if you had the chance to change anything?
Who wants to go first?
Why don't you? You're the Halo Infinite man.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would change it by continuing it. I would not have stopped it. I think what they did was great. They needed more of it. The problem is they didn't have enough. They stopped all the DLC. They stopped all the open-ended stories. They stopped everything. There was so many open-ended things in Infinite that they needed to explore, like with the endless and the different sarcophagi that were opened that released more creatures into the world that they didn't explore. And they could have had at least 3 to 4 more DLCs, mini campaigns that they released, and they didn't. That's what I would have done. Is I would have finished the goddamn story.
What you're saying though too is they left it at a cliffhanger, in my opinion. They left it at
All of it was. Yeah.
You didn't know what happened to the weapon, the guy who Master Chief saved. What happened to his family? What happened? That's so weird.
The real question is, what happened before Infinite? What the hell? Where's my you
Halo
at the end of
2.
Halo 5?
Halo
They
Wars
all
2
they all
happened.
reunite. I know. It's like they all reunite, and you think it's gonna be one giant reunion, and then the next scene Chief's on a ship and he gets his ass kicked. So
Yeah,
what
we don't
do
even
you
know what
think-
happened.
where's my boy Keith? Where's my boy Arbiter? We all love Halo 4
Skybax
Arbiter.
was
Where is he?
talking about DLC. What would you think about them re-releasing Halo Infinite to then start adding the DLC? So obviously Infinite carries on the way that it does. Don't change anything like you said about it, but then re-release the product in a way that you can then start to add those DLCs in. I like the idea in the original artwork that they were going to have like social hubs on the world that you could select that would then be the DLC missions, a little bit like Destiny.
Yeah,
They've been talking about doing
I
a
guess that
social
being a
hub
thing for sure.
for like as far back as Halo 4 though, and they still haven't done it.
Yeah.
It's just like
Maybe keep
Yeah.
Infinite as it is, but then build like a
Actually-
hub world for Infinite
Yeah,
to then add
wanna
those DLCs in.
Do you want to hear my recommendation? I know it's pretty crazy, but hear me out, guys. After Halo 3, at the end, Chief goes into his pod. He wakes up. It was all just a bad dream. They erased all, they erased all the Halo games after 3.
Just retcon
Okay.
everything.
Retcon everything. I'm not saying I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not trying to bash the other games. I'm just saying in general. Would you guys be okay? Would you guys be okay with that? Like he just woke up. Oh, I just had the weirdest dream. I dreamed some guy hit me in the face and I broke my visor. Oh, but that was too bad. It was just a bad dream. Cortana, let's get the hell out of here. That's all I
Nice.
would be for that. Halo
Right,
30
I think
33 and a half.
Achilles has said one other thing. They decided to continue the story though books, but I doubt the majority of the fans read any of the books, and that's why we
No.
have Hidden Xperia.
Yeah, I haven't read any books.
I
he's-
listen
he's
to
fun
I
to
listen
hit
to
on.
the
trying to. One second, let me go and grab mine.
I listen to audiobooks more than anything. I just like listening to them.
Audio jungle.
I like listening to my audiobooks. Even though I can't read, I'd rather listen to the audiobooks.
honestly
It's-
at this point, if like in regards to Infinite and its story staying the same, it would have been better just like bringing out a mini like spin-off like
Yeah,
ODST but
yeah.
for in between.
What happened to
5
the
and
like?
Infinite.
Yeah, seriously, I agree with you there. Halo Spotlight on
But
that.
speaking of books, these are
Yeah.
the two that I picked up recently. So
Oh, nice.
Edge
That's-
of Dawn,
That's pretty dope.
The one,
and Point
the-
of
the
Light. That's
Edge
the
of
one where
Dawn-
343 becomes a soldier, a Promethean
Oh,
soldier.
those-
and the Halo Dawn one is actually the new one right there. You have the Halo one.
Yes, that's the one where they released the name of the weapon
Yeah.
in that book.
Joy.
I think they have an audio version of
Yes.
isn't it Jen Taylor? She
Yeah,
speaks?
and
Is it
Steve
Jen
Down
Taylor?
and
Yeah.
Steve Downs. They both.
And
Yeah.
I think, and even the guy who voiced the pilot, he did like an audio book
Yeah.
for Halo as well, supposedly.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
What was his name?
And he's not-
Fernando.
he's
It's
nice.
hard, so-
Fernando, yeah, he's very nice nice guy. I wish him a happy birthday. He actually messaged me like, yeah, my birthday's actually tomorrow. I'm like, well, shit, this is what Google said. So-
Well, it's
Like,
it could be in
thanks, Google.
UK time.
Yeah, that's probably
Right.
what it was. It probably was. Real quick,
I want to
have
wrap
to say
up.
this.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
you
Can I do
carry
this real
on.
quick, Chris, before we go? Two
Yeah.
things. I want to talk about Halo Fest really quick, but also
Cool.
real quick, speaking about actually some mixture of Halo Fest. So basically, I got this little fan art made of me recently. If you guys want to look at it real quick, here I
Oh,
am.
that is
Look who
sick.
it is.
Oh,
Don't I look
that's-
kind of beautiful? Yeah. this
need
was
to get it
made by a very
graded.
talented. I know, right? I need to sign it. There you go. I would just ruin the piece. But basically, I got this made for me by a very talented Halo artist, and she actually got featured on a lot with Halo. Shouts her out a lot, actually. So just her little shout out. Her name, actually, you guys even know her. Her name is, sorry, I don't want to mess up her name.
Oh.
Her name is, sorry. How do I say this name? Oh, sorry, Entrancing. Her name is Entrancing. She makes a lot of great Halo artwork. I recommend checking her out on
Ooh.
Instagram. She's very talented. She makes a lot of great. Actually, there it is. She sent me some stickers and everything. Her art piece was actually used for one of the Halo CE competitions. Actually, it's like a picture of like a Spartan throwing a grunt up in the air. That was her actually who did that. So she was very nice to make me, like, she's making all these little cards for the Halo community. So she made mine. So I basically said, just make a pose of Humphrey Bogart from Casablanca with my character, and this was the outcome. And it came out really well.
That's
so
super cool.
shout out to Entrancing. Check her out on Instagram,
Nice.
guys.
All right. Let's try to
One
wrap
more
this.
question then from Achilles. If you could live through any part of Halo, what would you live through? I would live through none of it because I don't really like the idea of
live
an
through it?
alien force trying to wipe out my existence. He's like,
I
if there
mean-
was any moment in Halo, which part would you live through? And mine would be none of
That's-
it.
That sounds like a horror movie, Achilles. Why
Yeah,
would
like why would you
Yeah.
want to be part of
I
it?
think my answer is the only good answer, really.
No, I want to be I want to be a
Halo
civilian
TV
in
show
Reach.
where everyone bangs, of course.
Yeah. I want to be a civilian on Reach enjoying a Mo burger, and then the fucking Covenant come. I'm like, well, shit. That's my lore right there. If that was the case.
Yeah, but have you seen how they treated people on Reach? You'd be dead.
Exactly, but at least I got a Mo burger.
Fuck's sake.
All
Just
right.
saying.
Right, let's wrap up then because we want to play some Halo.
Yes.
First of all, thank you again for joining us on episode 8. I want to start making more of these, so I want to make sure I can try and get you guys involved again, as well as other community members that do want to get involved. So thank you very much for tuning in. I've had a lot of fun, and I hope all my hosts here have enjoyed themselves. Hopefully next time Buddy does arrive on time. I'll make sure he does.
I blame drunk people. They don't know how to drive a straight line.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Just very quickly then, if you all want to get your social media links, I want to give you guys a moment to advertise yourself, get people to come follow you on your social medias where they can find you. So you can either go one by one, or you can just spam all your links in the chat. I don't mind. Should we go with Buddy?
Yep.
Where can people find you, Buddy?
You can basically find me, my name everywhere. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Facebook. OnlyFans soon. Not yet, though. You'll be patient about that. You can find me, of course, on Twitch. Same name. What else? What is that? It? Yeah.
Do you want to just put your link in
eventually.
the chat? Just put some of your links in the chat if you've got them at all.
I do.
I'll put a
Off
link.
the top of my head. Hold on. Well, I'll send them.
I'm
I'll
going
just
to
spam
do a
them.
shout out for Recon is Awesome, who's also been live streaming alongside with me this evening. So make sure you give him a follow on Twitch, and you can find him on Twitter mainly, same username, but just and also YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Make sure you give him a follow and a sub.
I only have one plug really, and it's my Discord server. And we
Go ahead and put it in the chat.
We just recently hit level 3, so we have
Nice.
our own dedicated URL now.
Nice.
Best,
Whee!
Best Utopia is how you join Utopia.
Nice.
Yeah, we've
Nice
got
one.
a link tree that's got all of our links on it. So
Yep.
all in one
Yeah,
place.
I got that shit actually on my Twitch, which is funny. I need to send that over to you, Garth.
Is
Actually,
Xena
yeah.
Knight one of your friends then, Skybacks?
Yeah, Zexa Knight's for my server. Yeah, she's
Yes.
an old
Ah,
friend
nice. Nice. Well, hello, old friend of Skybacks.
of mine.
How you doing?
So yeah, I think that's it really.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys want to have a quick chat about before we leave, or I think we've pretty much got
Yeah.
over quite a
Last
bit
thing.
this
I think.
evening.
Before
Go ahead.
we go.
Go ahead.
I
Yeah.
just want to say, any of the Halo creators in the community or groups or people who are doing anything, feel free to reach out to Halo Spotlight. We're happy to write up a feature for you and try and get more eyes on whatever you're creating in the Halo community.
The only one that's yet to do it. So I'm going to go like that because Buddy's on the far left to me. Buddy's already had a few features. I've had a few. Recon is Awesome needs to get his done.
Yeah.
Wait, I can't even point.
But you need to update mine.
Right.
Spotlight. You need to update mine.
My finger
actually.
keeps going like that when I'm pointing. But bottom left, Recon, message Halo Spotlight and get yourself featured,
Yeah.
bro. You need to be on there.
And Spotlight, for personal reasons, I think you should interview me again because my old picture, you know the inside joke. It's a picture with an
You know
X.
what's really funny? I was actually going back through Waypoint some time ago, and I came across your interview with him from like years ago. That was really funny.
Yeah, and it was in a Taco Bell. I was parked in a Taco Bell parking lot when he interviewed me. Good times, good times.
Yeah, I remember.
I
that,
wanted perfect. I want perfect. Cooperation. No outside sound. Before I was really, had more privacy. So, yeah, Taco Bell was. Good times. Good times.
All right.
Right. I think we should move on over to game night.